They are this, they are that. Very erratic guy. And we began to diagnose the business. We interviewed all the staff. And by the time we finished analyzing the entire company, without that guy, that business is gone. He's the lifeline. He's the alpha and omega of that business. No business plan, no corporate profile. When we ask the HR, can you give us the corporate governance policy of this organization? They don't have. Okay, what's the mission statement? She doesn't know. What are your core values? She could not give us an answer. And she's not, and don't be carried away by just that. 97% of organizations in Nigeria, schools, hospitals, multinationals who are making heavy money, ask them for their business model. It's just by brain. It's in the abstract. It's not written. That is why businesses don't outlive their owners. I have an auntie, the first nursery and primary school in my state. Okay, second, Catholic came before her. As early as 1954, the very first nursery and primary school in Ogun State. In Abeokuta, my auntie started it. Massive school. She grew up to the school to the level that, the school has nursery, primary, secondary school. A facility that can take about 2,000 students. I got to that school. My auntie died 1990, 2006. The son took over the school. The son had even taken over the school. But right from the time my auntie stepped aside from like the year 2000, 1999, thereabout, the school began to nosedive. My auntie took ill. The first son took over. The school began to nosedive. My auntie died 2006. The guy was still trying to know. But by the time I got to that school in March, 1st of March 2020, the school is a ghost town. The only person in the school walked about 5 hectares. The only person, the only soul in the whole of that compound is a gate man that I woke up. Before I could enter, I wept where I grew up. I was looking at where we are living when I was in age 4, age 5. A whole building like this, long, a stretch, about 100-meter stretch of a hall. Wind has removed it. I wept. Say, Lord, give me money so I can buy this property and save this legacy. Where is Halifax Savings and Loans Limited? Where is Savannah Bank? Where is Oceanic Bank, Intercontinental Bank, Wonderloo, Abiola Bookshops, Concord Airline, Concord Newspapers, Okada Airline, Bola Bureau Organization, Dakar Records, TYC Record. Okay, you don't know all those ones. But even if you don't know, you can't tell me you don't know Oceanic Bank, Intercontinental Bank. That's when we assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. What did I say? I have some 50 million. Oh yeah, let's start this hospital. Oh yeah, let's get to employ doctor. Oh yeah, let's build the house. You will go and the government compels you to register. You are the one who went to you read medicine. You are certified. You failed, Papa. You even repeated. You finished medicine after about 8 years. You have to write all the exams. You know what it took you. Then you are a member of Nigeria Medical Association. You know all the things you need to do before you are certified. But there is a silent killer that is killing 97% of businesses because government has not made it a law that you must do a business plan, bankable business plan before your business can fly. People make that mistake and forget that part of it just because you have money to pay for registration, just because you have money to pay for all the regulatory bodies, just because you have the money to pay for NAFDAC. NAFDAC number does not guarantee success of business. Am I correct? Ladies and gentlemen, That is the reason why I differ from many other consultants. That I told myself that if I'm going to be part of this, I'm going to coach our people in order to write. Okay. Maybe the people might be shy. I will have asked those of us who have businesses to stand up and show me your business plan. And I will have asked you, whenever you're having a board meeting, do you bring your business plan? What will even show me if you have a business plan at all? One document some consultant writes for you, one copy and paste. If you have at all, one thing they just wrote for you that you just carry like that. Any business plan you do not know about, you do not need it. Write it down. I'm telling you the rule. The business plan, you did not participate in writing it, you do not need it. Can I barb your head in your absence? Bros, can I barb your head in your absence? You have gone to Yanya and I'm barbing your head here. Is it possible? I write, please write. A business plan you do not know about when it was being written, you don't need it. A business plan you do not know about, you do not need it. Any business plan you are not aware of when it was being written, you do not need it. So what I'm trying to say is that for you to have a bankable business plan, you have to participate, and that's what we want to do this morning. You are going to participate. We're going to ask you questions, because NISA Microfinance Bank, we will ask you questions. It doesn't matter if you cannot speak English. Just tell them the language you can speak. They will interpret to you. You have to. Success is not a function of English language. Success in business, I repeat, is not a function of knowing how to speak English. A lot of people that can speak English, they are very broke. So success, where is my marker? Where is just somebody help me? I will need to write some things this morning. I want us to understand it now. Success does not answer to English language. That's why there are some of us who does not know the business plan and who cannot. It doesn't matter if he doesn't know how to read or write. You know, Cedric, you are welcome. Please, he's one of our facilitator, please. Please come. He's not a participant, he's a facilitator. He's the one who will be handling the finances. Please come, please come. You have been hiding among the participants since Tuesday. You're welcome. Now, we are very soon. They are bringing the questionnaires for us. But I want to, myself and Cedric, we just want to show you what business plan is all about. A business plan is a document. You know, it is a document you need to know. You need to know how to write it. You know, you need to know what it's all about. You need to know what does it tell you. By the grace of God, I was privileged in 2013. You know, you remember the You Win Business Plan competition? You Win Business Plan competition. Okay, you didn't hear about it. You know, that was a competition during the days of Julio Jonathan called the You Win Business Plan competition, which was 10 million grants. And I remember I participated. The first set, I think the second set or the third set. They did the first set and we had, you know, people, I helped some people and they won. So the third year or thereabouts, I was just looking at and I saw that I thought I wasn't qualified. And I saw that I am qualified. You know, I said 45 and downward. I think I was 45 that time. I said, wow, before August, my birthday, at least I'm qualified. So I applied. And I remember 114,000 people over the country applied for that business plan. I remember that we you know, the first, you have to fill your form, your business plan, the questions online. It was the first level was 80% computer, 20% human being. And then, you know, they screen away about 80,000. So the remaining about 20 or 30 something thousand of us went for the second one. The second stage was very tough, very, very tough. That one too was like 80% human being and then 20% computer. So we very voluminous, then we scaled through. And then the last stage, we are now 2,500. And that 2,500 was 100% human being. At Barcelona Hotel, they invited all the 2,500 of us from all over the country, and we came. And they interviewed us on what do we need 10 million naira for. And after the interview, they picked 1,500 out of us, in which I came third. And I've never been interviewed before until that interview, and I enjoyed it because after about 2 minutes, I became the one interviewing them. You know, the interview turned the other way around. You know, when they heard my name, and I've written one book before the one I wrote now, I didn't even know that the book was recommended in Lagos Business School on 100 outstanding entrepreneurs in Nigeria. They say, I shouldn't need 10 million now. What do I need 10 million for? I said, well, I need the 10 million, at least to cater for the core members as a business coach to all of them. So the rest is history. They gave us 2 million. After some time, they gave us 5 million. And after some time, they gave us 3 million. And that, I don't just use the business plan. Please, I want to say this. Business plan is not, and then that reminds me, if you know anybody who's supposed to be here that is not here, call them now. Anybody who is not in the class for the business plan, I will not submit your form. I'm not going to submit your form outside you. Like I told you, if you are not going to participate in this business plan writing, if you are not, whether online, those of us online, please, as you are watching this, participate. I'm going to throw out questions to you before NISA interview you. I'm going to interview you. If you don't give me the feedback I expect, I will not submit. And I will return your money back to you. It doesn't matter. Because this is the main thing. This is the main, about 90% of your payments is on this business plan issue. So, you are watching online, listen to me now. Make sure you get across to us. Make sure you watch these processes. When we send you the questionnaire, fill it accordingly. And where you have challenges, call us. Because if you don't participate in this one, I won't do what other consultants do. I will return your money back to you. If you cannot read and write, that's no problem. At least you can speak a language. That's all. We only need to know how to speak a language that you'll understand. Let me explain to you in the way you'll understand, especially those of us in Taraba, in Jos, all of us who are farmers, who you have been paid for and you are attending. Listen to me very well. Don't see business plan that it is for people who went to school. Let me give you a story so that I can understand what I'm saying when it comes to business plan. That was a woman, a true life story. It happened to my friend. And I want everybody that are offline to listen and the people who are online to listen. This woman, my friend, has a mother. And the mother of my friend, which is like a great-grandmother, she's about 96 as at that time in Ile-Ife, in Osun State. They normally go to greet, all of them used to go to their family house in December. And that is when everybody, all the children and the grandchildren, goes to see this great-grandmother. And all of them meet in their house and they have Christmas together. Sometime from 20th of December till like 3rd of January, all of them are in the family house. But this my friend is exceptional. As a grandchild, he's the only one in the whole family that will go back to the great-grandmother. He goes there every 2 months to go and take care of her. She will clean her room. She will clean her paper to wash her clothes. She will tidy the house. This my friend will tidy the house. We clean and do everything for the great-grandmother. And the great-grandmother will cook for him. As old as she is, she won't allow anybody to cook her. She will stand up by herself and cook for him and all that. And they will go back to Lagos. This my friend sometimes now got a visa to travel. He got an American lottery. He won. And he wanted to travel. He tried. He got his... When he got everything, he remained 500,000 for him to buy a ticket and to put something in his hand to travel. He thought his mother could not help him, his father could not help him, his aunties could not help him, his uncles could not help him. He looked for money up and down. I couldn't gather up to 50,000. He just remember while he was hustling, I've not seen my great grandmother. Bam! He just went to Ife. But he was in pain because he would soon lose the opportunity to travel. So he wasn't happy. And he was just there. He got there and he was cleaning with the woman's house and all that. And the woman noticed that for the first time, Dokun came, and Dokun is not so, he used to sing. He used to be very jovial. I just saw him just doing this. Dokun, what's happening to you? Say, great grandma, don't worry. You can't help me. I will sort myself out. I just remembered that I need to come and take care of you and all that. No. I want to know what's wrong with you. Tell me your problem. Say, great grandma, you can't help me. You cannot help me. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Say, the woman no agree. Say, tell me your problem. Waiting, you are my great grandchild. I've been watching all of everybody. You are very special to me. Tell me your problem. Okay, grandma. I don't win visa to go to Obodo Yimbo. Now I need 500,000. He explained in the way the woman like 500,000. Say, that's your problem. Follow me. Say, close that door. Say, open this carpet. The guy removed the carpet. Open this mat. The man removed the mat. He now saw that all the concrete, but there is a hole. There is a one that did about a circle that doesn't have concrete, only heads. So begin to dig it. So Dokun began to dig. He dug about 2 feet, and he just carried it at house, 1.6 million. For over 70 years, when this woman was in her 20s, she has been trading in cola nuts. Travel to the north by train, come back, sell all the elderly people and the people who didn't go to school, who are watching me from Taraba, from Yobe, from Kogi. Listen to me now. And listen to this story. When I'm talking about business plan, I'm not talking about something of Harvard. That because you don't go school. Listen to me. I want to show you the traditional definition of business plan. So that we will know, we will understand why businesses are failing. The woman for over 70 years has been trading in cocoa. She didn't go to school and she has no regrets. When she had problem with her legs about 20-something years ago, she will still give them money. They will help her to sell it. They will return the money. Anytime government changed money 2 times, they helped her to change the money. So when she's old, she now told Dokun, say, Dokun, take your money. Take your 500,000. He took it. He said, the remaining 1.1 million, return it there. Don't tell anybody. Go to your Obodo Yimbo. Anytime you hear I say, I don't die, tell anybody. They should not go and borrow money to bury me. This money should be used for my burial. I don't want anybody to hold money when they bury me. This money should be used for my burial. You hear me so? All my children. Yeah, have you noticed when they don't give me money, I don't complain. If they give me, I will collect. I'm not a beggar. I have worked. The question is this. Which Harvard Business School taught that woman financial management? Tell me the way the woman has been doing her record keeping. Balance sheets. Meaning is this. When you see the Arabs running a business generationally, when you see the Lebanese, when you see the Jews, that generation after generation, in Asia, there is no family who does not have a traditional business. Am I correct? Some families now only button that they do. Some families only crest. Some family like this only zip. Some family like this only sole of shoes. There is some families only pin they produce. Some beads. Generation after generation. So I want to let you know, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the business plan, business plan is not one. Thank you. Can you somebody help me clean the board? Business plan is not something it's not it's not one document that is not comprehensible. No. And don't assume that I was trying to ask one lady, I said, you need a business plan. I said, no, everything is in my head. I just laughed. I said, I'm concerned about your ignorance. Say, you want to invest about 700 million on a business? You don't want to write a business plan for 2 million? Say, go. Say, everything is in my head. Everything is in my head. So, as everything was in her head, the business did not last up to 1 year. Because everything was in her head. So, business is beastly. Business has no regard for your status as an MD, for you as a pastor. It has no regard for your grade level 16. It has no regard for a DG. Business is beastly, and business will never open up to you until you crack the dynamics and the invisibility of that business. What helps you crack the dynamics and the invisibility is the business plan. The business plan must be written. And today is a real day. I'm telling you, you have to let us understand what the business plan is all about. It's the documents that you use to collect money and you also use to run your business. Write it down. There are two assignments. You use it to run your business, you use it to collect the money. It's not just to collect money. It's the document you need to have in your hand that teaches you where your business is supposed to be. It's called location analysis. It will open the document which will show the advantage of your business being in a particular place. It also reveals your business how to outwit your competitors. The document also helps you to know when you begin to have return on your investment, your ROI. Your return on investment analysis. It shows your, profit and loss analysis. What are the losses? What are the gains? This document shows what makes your business special and different from other businesses. This document reveals to you when your business will begin to have profit. It will show you. In life, it's very dangerous to live on assumption. That's why I started with assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. Don't assume. How can you invest? Now the money is coming, but what do you want to use the money for? When will the money begin to yield? So there are things you need to analyze for business plan. The major factors to be considered. In writing business plan. Number one, your location analysis. The location of the business. Before let me even start from the very, very beginning. I wish somebody can get us a duster. Before that one, we can start with what I call the executive summary. Yes. Before we begin to talk about it, the executive summary starts with what you intend to achieve. The executive summary is, as it's been spoken, all you need to do in summary. Let us assume the person who wants to give you the money doesn't have time. He doesn't have time. So, how do you want to convince the person? Because in psychology, they said, when you want to make any presentation, you only have 3 minutes. If you cannot convince your investor in 3 minutes, forget it. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So, what can you say in 3 minutes to convince me? I remember when I entered the interview, I said, what do you need 10 million naira for? That's what they asked me. And in one word, I asked them, I said, I need a coaching center for all the core members that I coach in the country. I'm a business coach to all of them. The guy said, what? I said, am I sure? He said, am I serious? I said, yeah, I'm the business coach to all the core members. And NYC didn't give me a dime. They only gave me access to all the core members, their phone numbers and their email. That's the contract. That's the MOU. Say, I should prove it. I said, type www.nyc.gfk@das.net. On laptop on his way. And they saw the DG alone and began to talk about me and then saw me and all that. I said, really? I said, but I said, I have a smaller place, I need a larger place, and I need some facilities, some gadgets to use. So for you, what's your name? I said, my name is James Abiono. I wrote 101 Laws of Entrepreneurship. Immediately I mentioned the name of the book. Everything just changed. Oh, Professor Parks recommended your book for us at Lagos Business School. Are you sure you are James Abiono? I said, I am. It's a privilege to meet you. I say, my pleasure. From that moment, I now began to interview them. So my interview that was supposed to be for like 10 minutes lasted for about 40 minutes. Collected my number and joined my proteges. So I want to beg of you, when you want to write a business plan, have a grip, be in charge of your vision. Don't do a business that you don't know much about. Very important. So, executive summary. And let me quickly also tell you this. In business plan, you must be ready to answer the same questions in different ways. Because business plan writing will demand you to explain what you want to do in different ways, expecting you to answer them too in different ways. It's like a criminal. When you meet a professional criminal, he will want to convince you saying the same thing, but if you are a very good detective, you will be able to detect if you find a way to ask him the same question in different ways, it will serve into your hands. The same way with business plan. All the questions, they will bring the questionnaire very soon. All Peter has gone for it. Zion, has Peter gone to do the photocopy for all? Please confirm. I'm sure he must have gone. Go and confirm, please. Tell him I need 100 copies, sharp. I want to, so that because we're going to take it through. Cedric will come now and explain the financials to you, but I just want to give you the foundation. Number one thing is that in your executive summary, summarize the business in a very hot way. Let me give you a very good example. In our company, if somebody asks me now to write a business plan for GFK Abiono Consultancy Limited, and my executive summary will go like this. And this is what I did in You Win. Because everything I wrote down in You Win is still in my brain. And that's what I use. And to the glory of God, I've written business plan for 2 million. I've written business plan for 4 million. I've written a business plan for 5 million. Yes, there are 3 governors, to the glory of God. Their project plan for their states, I wrote it. 8 years. Development goals, which is a business plan at its level. One page 6. There is one coming up in 2023 now. I wrote from him from 2023 to 2031, 8 years. It's a document of about 300 pages. There's a guy that came. The guy had to leave. I don't know why he didn't come back. He's one of those people who doesn't know value for business plan. He came to see the FCT minister and he wanted, because that Jabi Lake is 1% being utilized. Is at its 1% capacity of use. 1, not 2%. Ma, if your friend come from the US and you want to impress him, tell me one recreational center you are proud to take the person to. Do you know any? I'm not talking of point and kilo. That's all the only thing we have. Ma, you will take somebody with pride to Wonderland. I'm asking you, be natural. I'm asking you personally. Now. Your friend came from the US. It's not even a Nigerian, it's an American. Tell me one place that you'll be proud to carry the person to as a recreational center in this town. Or you want to go to Millennium Park? Shame. Federal Capital Territory, 10.9 trillion budgets every year. Shame. Go to Karimo. You will think there is war and they have killed everybody, because you will see estates. Only 20% of the houses in that old Karimo is inhabited. Estates. Who has been to Karimo before? They've tarred the roads. You know what I'm saying? Look at who are living there. I see to say a spell. 90% of investment in this town is real estate. Recreation, zero. Except to go to where they'll be kitty, point and kill, beer parlor. You know why? It's because some of us travel abroad. Who's been to Dubai? Who has been to Dubai here? That artificial lake, do you know they created it? That boat cruise. Jabi Lake is longer than it. Dubai does not have water. They created something like Jabi Lake. We have the one natural here. Imagine somebody just puts those boat cruise like 20 on it. The one that can sit like a 200 people. And we'll go on a party on that place. So this guy came and he wanted to take over Jabi Lake and put a 5-star recreational center there. Children playground, game center, game city, you know. I'm not talking of Bansula, what do you call it? Bouncing castle. I'm talking of sophisticated. The guy has, when he showed me the stuff on 3D, he went abroad, brought the 3D of what he wanted to do. This guy paid $10,000 to do the 3D. Now, they charge him, and I asked him that, okay, no, it's a very small thing. This project will cost that guy nothing less about $150 million. We just asked this guy to pay $500,000. He could not pay. He left. The place is still there. All you see on Saturday is people will just go there and then they were doing aerobics, they were doing. I said to say, if this town were to be a capital city of Gombe, Nasarawa, I would say no problem. Federal Capital Territory, where people keep billions in the house. Nobody's brain has woken up to give us a 5-star recreational center. The last time I was in Wonderland was 9 years ago. I don't think people go there again now, because the place is not functioning again. Since the government accused the guy of terrorism, people don't carry their children there again. Since 2012. They've sold it. Thank you, sir. Lobaton. They've sold it. Zero. Tell me where you carry your friend to if you come from London. Say, come and see Abuja. ShopRite, Abi. If you go to South Africa, do you know people go to ShopRite in South Africa? Gatemen, house help. People who are poor people are the ones that go to ShopRite. The rich, if you see their departmental store, where they go to shop, those who are rich. I saw ShopRite in the suburbs. If you see the other departmental store, where people, but ShopRite here in Abuja, you see our big boys are going to ShopRite. Into ShopRite. Ladies and gentlemen, Abuja needs help. Abuja needs help. And anybody who provides that help, billions is waiting for you. Imagine you convert Jabi Lake Mall, Jabi Lake to a recreational facility. Jabi Lake Mall has picked one side. It will even interest you, the side that Jabi Lake Mall picked is just about 20% of the entire length of that lake. If somebody now take over the remaining 80% of Jabi Lake and cancel that road, the road beside, the very road, the express beside the lake, and turn it to, the road for the recreational center, because there is another road people can take. I can assure you, FCT can be turning over at least $100,000 every day in that place. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a city that grew up hurriedly as a federal capital territory, and the government has not started the agricultural plan, the hospitality plan, the recreational plan has not started. So welcome to a new world of opportunities of making billions. Before you try it, I'm going to tell you tomorrow 10 businesses that doesn't exist in Abuja. But today, before we talk about those that I want tomorrow, we want to talk today about how to write the business plan, and we want to start the process of writing the business plan. So your executive summary is one. So if I want to say the executive summary of GFK Consult, all I will say is that, at GFK Consult, at GFK Consultancy Limited, we help retirees retire well. We help young school leavers to locate their core essence. We help the jobless to create job. We help the people who are looking for money to source for money. Don't say story. In the executive summary, your deliverables, in each sentences, write it down. Inside executive summary, your deliverables in each sentence. Let the person that want to give you money be impressed. You alone at GFK Consults will exist to help people retire well, create jobs to help young people locate their core essence, to help the jobless to be a job creator instead of job seeker, to help people source for funds. We also exist to help to institutionalize entrepreneurship in schools. Our functions, we organize corporate events, and we see to it that people make their businesses sustainable. That is my executive summary. You must, Femi, you are welcome. Please take your seat in front. We must be able to go straight. The meaning of executive summary is that go straight to the point. That is the meaning of executive summary. What is the meaning of executive summary? Come again. Boom, 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 boom. Then, when you are done, when we get to there are other things I will just, in the next 5 minutes now, I will bring Cedric to come and show us what is analysis. You are located in the Federal Capital Territory because, might be also, because we discovered that about 97 businesses don't have a functional business plan and corporate governance policy. Simple as that. Our location is in Abuja, where we have about 96-97% of organizations who doesn't have banking business plan. That's my daughter taking the pictures. Where is Grace? The young lady taking the pictures. That's my daughter there. The business plan I wrote for her. It's crazy. She doesn't have one competitor in the whole of this country. Because I didn't take her the part of waiting for weddings. Yes, by God's grace, by this time next month, our studio will be set. The studio is divided into 3 parts. The front office, the studio, 4 parts. The front office, our studio, the graphics office, and then our own office. What do we plan to do? I divided our business into 3 parts. I've identified that 9 out of 10 organizations in Nigeria does not have, in Abuja especially, over 11,000 organizations in this town. Over 11,000 organizations. They do not, 96% of them does not have a functional corporate governance policy. That's another thing. I'm not talking of business plan now. Corporate governance policy, their corporate profile. 17 chapters. Preamble, general introduction, core values, mission statement, vision statement, meet our CEO, meet our team, or aims and objective. 17. So I will write it. I have about 15 organizations on my land now. I will write it. When I write it, the list, some I've charged 500,000 based on your size, some I charge $1 million. So when I collect the job of $1 million, she's opening her studio. I paid her for this service now. So she will pick the pictures of the organization, the pictures of the CEO, the pictures of the team, the pictures of their products and services. She picks the picture, and then she also designed the graphics. So when I collect the money, 500,000, I take 200,000, I give her 150,000, and then she gives the graphic person too. If she does the graphic, she will collect the 300,000. All of us will shake hands. So my daughter has jobs to do for the next many years to come. As much as I am alive, that I'm helping the ignorance of organizations. There is no, take me to any place, take me to any church, take me to any hospital, take me to any school. The only problem I have is I don't have time. But there is no place I walk to now that I will not show you how you are. I just entered one guy last G, Don't let me mention another one. I just entered another school. This school, I entered this school. I asked for their corporate profile. If you see what a school that over $1 billion was invested. I said, let me see your corporate profile. Let me see your corporate. Rubbish. And I charged just $1 million. And I helped them to restructure it. I've done for about 3 schools in this town. So, there is no photographer that their brain has woken up to do that. She has gone to study. She has gone to understudy 024. She's been to Dubai. She's been to Johannesburg. She's gone to colleges of photographies, while our friends are still waiting for JAMB. I'm waiting for ASU strike to finish, waiting for COVID-19 to finish. I didn't send her to university because there are over 60 million jobless graduates. So I didn't send her to. She didn't go. And she has no regrets. Instead, she has been to about 2 countries to learn about photography. And she first went to 024 when she finished school 2016. And then I began to take her to, I took her to after Johannesburg, Dubai. So when she came back to 024 with the work she has done, 024 said, no. We can't make her an apprentice. She's supposed to be a senior staff here. But she's had huge experiences. And she was there before COVID-19. So now, she's not waiting for wedding. She's not waiting for naming ceremony. She's not waiting for burial. She's not waiting for birthday. She's not waiting for anything any photographer is waiting for in this town. What she's just looking for is that there are loads of organizations that does not have a functional corporate governance policy. Take me to any organization. And they need it more now. That people don't go anywhere now. COVID-19 don't hook everybody. So online now, on your social media, you need to be represented. Your corporate governor need to, so that somebody in China can engage you, because now market don't pass Abuja. Am I correct? Market now, the whole 7 billion people are your customers. So she's busy. She's extremely busy. From now to Saturday, I paid her before she left the house. I paid her before she left the house. For every work. Where you see her standing there, I paid for her time. I want to beg of you. Don't do I want to beg you now, I don't know the business you intend to do, but go back again and think. You are at the time now that you have a lot of options. Don't do a business that you'll be struggling. Do catch an angle, nobody's there, and nail it. If all of us here can get what I'm trying to say, it will surprise you how beautiful your business plan will be and how functional it will be. Because we are in the middle of a lot of people who doesn't know what next. I'm telling you. Okay, you know why so-called technocrats, you will enter London, they will call you an immigrant. An illiterate man in London will enter Nigeria, they will call him technocrat. Chai! Who know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Are you? You will look for MTN in South Africa, you will not see. You will look for Julius Berger in Germany, you will not see. You will have counted about 100 before you see Julius Berger at the number 109. Who knows what I'm talking about here? And these guys now came and used their breath to lick our stew. Wake up now. I repeat, take me anywhere now. From here, let's go. Hospital, schools, anywhere. I will identify the gaps. And I will tell them, let me see your corporate profile. Let me see your corporate governance policy. And I will begin to point to your missing links. What you are missing. And a lot of people are frustrated. Because the labor of the foolish will rate him. Because he doesn't know how to go to the city. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your finest hour. When there is a pandemic like this, it's opportunity for some people to make it. Because that is the season a lot of people are going down. All school owners are in trouble for the next 2 years. Any school owner that refuses to adapt to the kind of they say they are reopening school. Just watch now. They're reopening school because of shame. But the school reopening, it's like, let me explain the reopening of the schools to you. You know, 4 times this year, NTA has been to my house. They've interviewed me. I've attended a lot of Zoom meetings, and what I'm saying has created some, because I've been saying that the government must fire the Minister for Education, the government must fire the Minister for Youth. Those two ministers, you know, they are very disconnected. Those ministries don't exist. Because the educational system now is so off that they need to come and bring someone like me, someone like Fela Drotoye. They need to bring in technocrats to really, because opening school now is like organizing the tables and the chairs for an exotic dinner on the Titanic. The entire system is needing overhauling. The kind of school that can survive in a post-COVID is a school that is 80% online and 20% offline. I have a friend in this town who came from the United States with his son and daughter for the past 7 years now. The children are not in Nigerian school. The children's school in the US in Nigeria. Do you hear what I said? The children since 2012 that my friend entered this town, these children are not gone to any school physically. They have been attending school in the house. When they go out, maybe when they are going to church or what they are going for, these children wake up in the morning, dress them up on the television, online, and look. They have been attending school online since 2012. Summertime, they will travel for about 3 weeks and come back and just do some things in that school and then come back. Be informed. Tell the person beside you, be informed. COVID-19 exposed the state of emergency that the Ministry of Education is, that the government is pretending. COVID-19 had exposed it. I'm telling you. As a parent, you are the new proprietor of your children. If you doubt me, In the next 2 months, you will know what I'm talking about. Let the WAEC finish. You will now understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not understood now. Let WAEC be written. All that will happen during the WAEC in all the public schools, all the cases that will happen, when they manage the WAEC and they finish, you remember that on the 7th of January, of August, what I was telling you. Just watch. Ladies and gentlemen, I beg of you, even if it is 3 people in this class that will understand me, those 3 people can change Nigeria. I'm telling you. Cedric, come and talk on the financials. We have people here who didn't go to school. We have here people here who are professors. And even Femi, when it comes to your turn, you have to communicate the way you communicated. So, Cedric, financials, before we go into the group sessions, they will, yes, they will. You've given it to them. Yes, just tell them.
Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good to be here. I'm honored to be here too. So my section is all about brainstorming. I'm not here to, talk stories or any other thing, but I like an interaction with everybody, and it starts from the business you want to do. And I don't know, most of us have different ideas, and most of us have different businesses we want to do. So I don't know how we're going to do it, where we can have like 4 sections of people that wants to do a particular business, so we can single out one from each group. Yes. So at least it can be an interactive section. So from the executive summary you can be able like talk something. This is the time for brainstorming. We have heard a lot and we have simulated a lot. So it's time for us to crack the brain. Where is Moses? Okay. Sorry, multimedia. We have like a business plan format that we'll give to you guys. I don't know whether you can show us on this slide screen, please. So these are Greek, right? Yeah, these my people. Me, I'm a farmer. Forget my suit. I've been in so many agri businesses. As my boss said earlier on, it takes 3 minutes for you to close a deal. And I can give you an instance right now. Let me assume that, if you want to meet somebody that, okay, I'm a farmer. I say, what do you do? I do plant cassava. And we're like, okay. Within 2 minutes, I'll be able to tell you that cassava, I have an EOP of 2 to 250,000. That's economic of production, from land preparation to harvest. That's giving me per hectare 250,000. And then what is the yield? The yield is giving me up to 20 to 25 tons per hectare. And what's my cost price of selling price? I'm selling it for like 20,000 per ton. I've done my business, right? So you are the one that left me now. Okay, yes, you can give me the paperwork. At least I could like tell you about cassava plantation. I could have like summarized cassava from you. Then you can see from the sales, 20,000 of giving me up to 20,000, 20 tons for 20,000, 20,000 per ton for 20 tons. It's giving me like 400,000. So I'm having an ROI probably for maybe 80% ROI, 60 to 80% ROI. Did I make myself clear? So this is what I want us to do right now. I want a situation that you could be able to stand up and tell me your ideas, so we could be able to develop you from the format we have. So it could be just more practical. So you see everything, and then you see how it's been done, and then you could be able to stimulate your brain. I can see we have livestock production, we have like we have farming, we have livestock, we have crops, and we have every other. Agric is quite so light that you can even go into financing of agric businesses. You can go into production of seeds. You can do a whole lot. I can buy from the farmers. I can, package them, brand them. There's rice mill that you can go. They give you 18 to 19,000 per bag. You brand it your name and bring to the market. So what I'm trying to do is I just want us to stimulate our brains. I want us to bring out your ideas. I'd like two people that will give us what do you want to do if you're going for 8 million. What are you going to do with the 8 million? Then we can now break it down. Thank you. Sorry, we have the hospitality group, right? So please, I would like two people out here also to tell me what you're going to do with 8 million or 10 million that you're looking for. Just a brief idea. So because this is a breakdown, when we're talking about finance, I told them a sharp 2 minutes about finance. It's just for you to be, I'm an investor. I want to give you money. I want in the next 2 minutes, tell me what you're going to do with the money and what about your business. Just a sharp one. Maybe I'm going into catering services. Probably I need like, 2 to 2 million to go into catering services. I'm going to buy chairs, I'm going to buy canopies. And at the end of the day, each section I'm making up to I have a target of 200,000 per week. So in the next 6, 8, 10 months, I'll be able to break even. So this is a quick one. So that is what an investor needs to hear. What is your rate of return? Simple. Then I could be able to now give me the paperwork. Done. So I don't just stimulate your brain. Any of us can do that, and then we can break it down by the time the format is here. So we could be able to do like a very sharp one. Sorry. Me, I work with knowledge, and I always like to stimulate my brain. I think a lot, sorry. And I always like to interact. Which section is this, please? Which group? Others. Okay, others. Okay, others here, 3 people out here can, present your businesses. Describe your business. From the executive summary is something about like describing, I'm a startup business, I'm so location, I need probably like 6 million to do this, I need 10 million to do this. But what I'm saying is, what an investor needs to know, what is the economic of production? Economic of production is from the start. How much is it going to take you to start the business, and how much is it going to take you to finish the business? And then, what is your ROI? That's rate of the return. If I'm giving you 2 million, when are you giving me back the 2 million? And how much is on top of the 2 million? So at what rate? Are you getting me? Your rate of return determines, maybe I give you 200,000 in the next 6 months, you're bringing out 400,000. Probably you're already having like over 200% ROI. That's rate of return. Okay? So we'll have a quick one. I don't know. How many businesses are here? Sorry, ma. Which business are you doing?
Media and entertainment.
Media and entertainment. Yes. So what do you intend to do?
I intend to set up a platform that would provide a first-class standard media activities like music distribution, visual production, first-class audio production, and also help artists to manage their brand, because since there are no more shows, at least musicians and other artists should have first-class content that could still attract international clients to patronize.
So you see now from here you have a niche. You're trying to from what you just said now, what do you think that's going to sell you? How much do you need to start it up? And how much do I need to expect from you? And when do you intend to finish? When do you intend to give me back my money? I'm giving you 2 million right now.
Okay.
Right now, I'm writing a check of 2 million to give you. Yes. I'm giving you 2 million, you want to start a business. Are you getting me? And then I'm asking you, you say that your economic of production is from the startup. Your capital cost, your operating cost, your direct cost, and at the end of the day, what time is it going to take you? One, and then when are you going to give me back my money, and what interest are you giving me? The interest is the rate of return. That is, if I'm giving you 2 million, you're giving me back 4 million. That's probably 200% ROI. But I'm not expecting you to give me 400 though. So that's what I'm asking you. So I'm writing a check of 2 million to you now. Yes. So go ahead. You have 2 million in your hand. What are you doing with it? And when are you giving me back?
Okay. First, we are going to have one of the best equipment that would be able to produce the kind of content that would get audience attention and our client attention. And then secondly, we're going to have publicity done in such a way that people will be aware of the services we can offer by providing our content, samples of our content ready. And then thirdly, we have to start, producing content for our clients.
You're telling me what you're doing. Me, I'm a money bag. What I know, I'm a businessman. I don't like stories. What I want to know is money. And what I'm hearing is money.
Okay, so from there, the income...
So how much you're creating a content for how much? Because in your plan, you have to state out your startup cost. How much is it going to take you to start? And what is your operating cost? That's your day-to-day activities. Are you getting your moving out, your transportation, your media content delivery? Are you paying people for content, or are you going to do it by yourself? Your operating cost is there, your capital cost. Okay, your capital cost now is about those things you need. You need a computer, you need a phone, you need some gadgets. That's your capital cost, right? Then your operating cost is those costs that you incur while doing the business. Are you getting me? So that is why I'm giving you 2 million. So now you're not even telling, you're just telling me I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. So what I want to hear is just numbers.
Okay,
yes.
From the 2 million?
Yes.
Okay, from the 2 million, 1 million is going to be invested in the setting up of the business at first.
So what are you setting up?
Yes, we are buying, first of all, we are going to buy cameras, we are going to buy other camera equipment, and then we're going to have conducive location that would accommodate.
Where is your location? How much is your location?
Yes, location in Guarimpa here is going to be...
So what is the rent cost in Guarimpa? How much does it take you? What's the location? How much does it cost you?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, to get a good place for such media for minimum startup in Guarimpa, we are looking at least 800 to 700,000 for location.
Okay.
Location, yes.
So that means 700 is gone. Camera, because why I'm saying this is, from AGSMEIS loan, you're going to provide a bill of quantity. You're going to state out everything you need and the cost. And it's going to be from the company you need. It's part of the criterions you're going to submit. So you need to, right now, because you're already in section, you're filling up your form. So you're supposed to have known your details right now. Are you getting me? So how much are you going for AGSMEIS? How much loan do you want? How much money do you want to start up your business?
To start up such business, it's going to take not less than 10 million.
Not less than.
Yes.
Be specific. How much do you want?
10 million.
10 million. So if I'm giving you 10 million right now, okay, I'm writing a check for 10 million. I'm giving you 10 million. So now, how long does it take you to give me back my money? And what is your target? Every week, what is your target? How much am I generating on a weekly basis? How much am I generating on a monthly basis? And at the end of the day, because in your financial analysis, one, you're going to state out your startup. How much is needed to have a startup? Saying in your profit and loss account, where you have your sales. Sales probably is your services. You're rendering a services, and every week you have those services. Every week I have a target 3, 4, 5, 10 customers, and look at how much they're paying me for weekly. So it amount to the end of the week, look is how much I'm making for the end of the week, right? Then you now come down to your operating costs. You're going to state that out. So those operating costs now have to be what's those bills you incur while doing the business, your transportation, your adverts, your content delivery, and all those things. So you have to state them out. So for you to have your gross margin, you have to deduct from your services, then to your direct cost. So what I'm saying is, so for you to know that when it comes to financials, you have to do all this. So at the end of the day, you go down to your cash inflow. Your cash flow is your total money invested in the business and the total money coming out of the business. That's your cash flow out. So at the end of the day, you know that in 6 months or in 1 year, I'm going to break even. If breaking even is when you have your total cost equals to this total services or total sales. Okay? So put down your book, at least, let me use another person. At least we have an idea of what I'm saying, right? Everybody has an idea. So I don't know. Bros, which business do you tend to do?
Mine is about graphic designs and print productions. Basically, printing in general.
How much do you want? How much do you need? Sorry.
10 million.
10 million.
Yes.
Then the 10 million, what are you doing with the 10 million?
First and foremost, we need a location, and already in this city, there is a central area where printing jobs take place, especially when you're starting. That's in area 10, area 3, and Axis. So for what I want to do for a start, the rent will be like 500,000.
Okay.
Around, yes.
Then the equipment.
The list of equipment we're going to need. Do the equipment come in various forms based on the amount one is getting?
Yes.
We'll be able to start from the smaller one, then grow into purchasing bigger ones. So one of the equipments will cost about 5 million.
So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? If I'm giving you this 10 million right now, because I'm writing a check of 10 million to you.
In the next 5 years, we're supposed to grow it into about...
Okay. So you have your details. Because one is, when you're going into the business, you have to have a knowledge of your business.
I have several years experience in the business.
Okay, so you're good to go with the money. And then how many months do you want as a grace period? Before you start paying
8 months.
8 months. So you can break even with that money in how many years?
Within 4 years.
Within 4 years.
Within 4 years.
Technically.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Could be less than that.
Let me go down to, I have 4 people here. One more person. Sorry. Okay. Which business? Sorry, ma. You're not a business person. What of you, ma? Are you a business person too? Sorry. Okay. So my question is, me, I'm talking about numbers. You're in this section right now you're privileged to be here for you to be able to access a non-collateral loan, right? So now, how much of that loan do you want? 10 million. Okay. With 10 million, what did you intend to do with it?
I have to get a bigger shop.
Okay.
Where I can go into wholesales.
Okay.
Importation of fashion items, everything fashion, apparels, jewelry and all that.
So you're talking right now, I want to know your capital cost with this money. Because in your spreadsheet, we're talking of financials. You're taking 10 million, what do you want to buy as your startup?
I have to get a shop.
One? You're on rent?
Really, really big. Because,
okay.
What I want to do basically is a wholesale place, not where people come to buy in bits, but buy in bulk.
Yes.
To go sell in retail or also sell at a wholesale price.
Yes.
Then I would like to have a delivery van.
Okay.
Yes, for those who want to buy in bulk. that I could deliver to them, even if they are not close by my location.
Okay, so you're looking at this money right now because it's a non-collateral loan. You're looking at renting a shop, you're looking at getting a car. Those are your capital costs. And then your operating costs, you're having supplies because you're in sales. You buy and sell, you buy and sell. So what is your profit margin? Is it a business that you think you can sustain when you pull out this money out?
Yeah, definitely, because I'm into it already.
You're into it. So that means you're looking at expansion.
Not on a large scale, like into wholesale. I'm
Yeah.
into it on a retail scale right now.
Okay.
So if I go into wholesale, definitely the profits will be higher because it comes in a fast turnover.
Okay.
If you're into wholesale.
Okay.
Yeah. But into retail, the profit is good, but not as fast.
Why I'm saying this right now, in your spreadsheet, you're going to tell me that in 1 week I'm having like 20 customers that is going to give me 200,000.
Okay.
Are you getting me? So in a month I'm making a sales of 500,000. Then my operating costs, I'm paying bills, I'm buying for adverts, I'm creating content online because these days everybody is glued on the phone. You have to pay for advert. Yeah, because Coca-Cola right now, they're still spending billions on ad because everybody has to see their products. So ad is going to come in as your operating cost. So in bringing out all these costs, you feel that your gross margin or your net profit is going to worth why to sustain the business while you're paying back the loan. Your papers will talk by the time you put out these numbers. So when you're bringing out your details, that is, I'm just trying to, it's not like just to make you widen up your brain a little bit, that you're going to bring out those details. Are you getting it? That is all about the financials. Your operating costs, your capital costs, your direct costs. At the end of the day, you're able to calculate your gross margin, your net profit, and then you go into your cash flow and inflow. At the end of the day, you balance your sheet. In financial guys, when they look at your business plan, if your sheet is not balanced, that means there's a problem somewhere in the business. So these are something you need to do too. Thank you. So one more person here. Which business do you intend to do?
Okay, leathercraft manufacturing and training.
Sorry?
Leathercraft manufacturing and training.
Craft.
Manufacturing and training.
That's into shoes.
Production of shoes, leather works
sandals.
generally. Yes, and leather tanning and training.
Okay.
Yes.
So how much do you want me to give you?
Okay, total working capital for the project is about 8.5 million naira on the dot.
Okay.
Yes.
Working capital or your capital cost?
Capital.
Capital cost.
Yes.
That's the equipment you need.
Equipment required
And your shop,
yes.
Your location,
Yes.
and all those stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So now, what do you think that your production? What's the capacity of your production? How many shoes or sandals can you produce in a week?
Okay, currently, because I'm already in the business.
Yeah. So that means you need the equipment.
Yeah.
Presently, what's your capacity presently?
My capacity?
Yes.
That will depend daily, weekly, or monthly.
Yeah, weekly. Let's start with weekly, yes.
Okay, weekly, we're able to do a turnover of about 40 pair of footwear.
40?
Yes.
And what's your sales? Are you able to meet up with those 40? Are you selling them off within a week?
Sales we do, about that 40 we have a 70% sales.
70 on the production.
40 on production.
So now you feel that when you have more of the machines,
more machineries would skyrocket.
you can skyrocket.
Yes.
So and you're looking at paying back my money by what? When are you paying me back?
3 years.
3 years.
Yes.
So you'll be able to give me back my money, and then you can stand on your own.
For sure.
Okay. Thank you. So. I think I'll have to go over to this side. Thank you. So, multimedia, please. You still haven't given me my slide, please. Okay.
Where are the slides, sir? They are doing. They have not submitted.
Moses didn't give it to them. Sorry. Have I been here? No. So, madam, I'm here with you because we are all business. I gave it to Mrs.
What would you want me to do?
So sorry, as we're waiting for the slide, I'm still expecting us to, like, you know, keep your brain working, because I'm coming to everybody. You know, what do you intend to do with your money, and when are you expecting to bring the money, and what are your capital implications, and then what are your profit margins? Because an investor just needs to, me, I'm after numbers, I don't talk much. So once you give me the numbers, and then I know that you're really into business. Thank you.
Zero eight zero 52 11 4007. Yes. Zion. Z-I-O-N.
You need it in PDF. Okay, ma, I'm here with you. So how much do you want me to give you? I'm writing a check right now. The check is in my hand. And I'm here right now with you. So how much should I sign out to your business idea? You have a very good, great idea, and you have been your dreams, and you want to fulfill it. And right now I'm standing in front of you with a check, open check.
8 million.
8 million, really? Okay. So how do you go about it? What do you want to do with it?
Get a place and the equipment that we use, the machines,
Okay.
because where we
Yes.
use natural things, food, the juice.
Okay.
So that's what we do. So processing the juice, the fruits to the juice.
So you want to go into...
I've not received it. Let me take it through Zender.
Yeah, if you close it, you can't open it. You're going into restaurant business, food, and you want to do smoothies, juice. So your capital cost, you need to get the equipment for juice extraction, smoothies, and you're also looking at a rent.
Industrial cooker.
Okay. So now, can you be able to tabulate your operating costs? Because this is a business that I believe you know about, that you have experience with.
I have idea about it.
So you think that you could be making sales like in a week, in a monthly sales? What is your target? How many customers are you targeting? And probably you're looking at each day I can have 10 to 20 people come to eat in my place. I have a plate of food for 1,000. I have a smoothie sold for 1,000. So if I could have like 10, 20 customers for smoothie, that means I'm having 20,000 on smoothie. Then if I'm selling my food for 1,000, so I'm looking like a customer base probably for 20 people. So probably I'm making 20,000 too. Again, so I'm having 40,000 in a day, right?
Yes.
Then out of the 40,000, I'm buying a bag of rice, I'm buying the yam, I'm buying Gary. All these details are things you need to know. Are you getting me? So right now you could tell me that in 1 week I can have an operating cost of maybe like 50,000. In that 1 week, and I'm having a sales of over 500,000. Are you getting me? Because these are details you need to put down. These are details they want to hear. This is details I need to hear. Sorry, ma. You get what I'm saying? Yes. In my financial analysis, I'm giving you like startup costs. You're writing your equipment. Probably it's going to cost you 6 million. And then maybe you need 2 million as an operating cost for the next 2 months before you start generating sales to cover up from your production. Are you getting me? So after that, so I could be able to like come back and say, okay, I'm making sales of maybe 500K if I'm investing 200,000 on my operating costs. Operating costs are those costs you incur on a daily basis. Are you getting me? Those costs, even both your transportation, your fueling, your electricity, your recharge card, and you also your salary base, your wages. So sorry, let me make this clear to everybody. In business, when you're in your financials, you pay yourself salary. You don't extract those monies. Let's have that in mind before I forget it. You don't pull out. The reasons why many businesses here in Abuja fail is like when you're seeing so much money coming in, you're just pulling out money. By the time the rent comes for the next year, you see that you can't be able to pay for rent for 4 million. But if you could pay yourself salary of, your staff there, as you're also a staff, you're not an owner, you're just a staff. So if you could pay yourself a salary of 100,000, it's okay. You manage from there. So next year you're putting out your rent money for you to sustain this money. Is one thing I want us to know is just that knowledge base is quite very, very important. Before you go into this business, that's why I'm giving you all these details. If you don't know how much you're putting in and how much you're coming out, you're going to have a problem, to be frank with you. So knowledge base is number one. Know the business, know everything about the business. Even if it's going to take you to go to do an apprentice somewhere without being paid, you're learning something out of it. So at the end of the day, you could be able to sustain your business. Are you getting me? I've seen a lot of businesses. I've helped set up a lot of businesses. Oh, which business should I go into? Because you're seeing somebody else doing something and you want to go and do it. In the next 2 years, you will not pay for rent. I'm telling you, you can't pay 4 million, 5 million. Guarimpa here, minimum, a very small cubicle, you're paying 900,000. And you want to do smoothie. How much are you going to generate? So that is the purpose of this business plan. You'll be able to forecast. In the next 3 years, look at my sales and look at what I'm getting in. So if I'm going to be in the business, fine. If I'm not going to be able to sustain it, I know I cannot sustain it. Okay? So now you have how many years experience in the business? Sorry to ask you this, okay? You know about catering, you're a certified caterer. Okay, even if you're not a certified caterer, but at least you have the knowledge.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
5 years.
5 years. Yes. So if you believe that now in the next, if I'm giving you 8 million, when are you giving me back? And how much interest do you think in the next 3 years, where do you see yourself and where do you see the business?
The next 3 years, I should be able to pay back, say 3.5, 4 years to loan of that 8 million.
Okay, let me tell you something. Restaurant business is a good, productive, and lucrative business.
This one is even a special one because
and everybody is going into food now because they feel food is an essential commodity.
Not just normal rice.
So your value, what is your value is the quality of your meal. That is going to sustain you. But in finance, it's all about if the marketers, if the quality is not good, it affects your finance. but you have to be finance disciplined in a way to manage your money. So what I'm saying this is, in your financials, you have to bring out your startup costs, your operating costs. By the time they bring out this slide, I'll be able to show you, look at your operating costs, look at how you're going to get your net profit, and then look at how you're going to balance your sheet. Okay? So, thank you. Let me take one more person here. You want me to go with you? You're too sharp. Let me go. You okay. Sorry, sir. I'm here with an open check for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
And I can go for maximum of 10 million.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So, and you came into this environment, you say you have a good business idea, and it's your dream, you want to fulfill that dream, and you believe that with me right here, your dream is, oh my God, is done. Okay? So, how much do you intend me to give you?
Just 10 million.
Just 10 million?
Yes.
Really?
For the starting.
Okay. So, which business are you going into?
I'm going
Just
into
in 2 minutes, describe your business for me.
Hotel. I'm into hotel management already.
Okay.
I own a hotel in an outskirts, which the standard is not okay.
Okay.
If I could be able to assess the 10 million naira, I think there are some necessary things which I'm going to upgrade in the hotel, like the laundry section, the restaurant section, and
Let me go through this while the guy comes. I'll be done in 10 minutes.
Okay. Let me finish with him, then I'll know that I'm faced with
and
this.
the power section is not okay.
Okay.
If I could be able to get access such money, I think I will upgrade it to the standard that.
So what is your capital call? How much do you want to put inside the hotel? And what are you putting inside? You see this form?
Yes.
This is your bill of quantity. You have to outline what and what you want to buy.
Yes, I want to buy a power generator, a standby gen. I want to upgrade the laundry section and the restaurant, and I want to set a standard in the rooms.
Okay.
Some apartments are not okay, to renovate it to the standard that at least one will be more comfortable.
Okay, and you believe with this money in your hands now, it's going to improve your sales?
Very well.
Okay, and then from your operating costs now, how much services or how much you're rendering services, right? And you're being paid for rendering those services is hospitality. So you were able to outline your income or your revenue for the month, monthly revenue.
Yes.
So when do you see yourself paying back the money? Do you see yourself paying it in 2 or 3 years?
I can, like 3 years will be okay for me. I can pay back in 3 years because even right now, the income rate is at least in a month we generate like 500,000 naira there.
Okay, that's on a monthly basis.
Yes.
So you have a good presentation and you have a good business to run.
Yes.
So and you believe that it's something you have been doing.
Yes.
And you now have the opportunity of having this 10 million.
Yes.
So for my advice, most of us, everybody is going for 10 million. From my experience of you win, I believe that rather than for you to put 10 million, you put 9 million. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. It's more, it's a psychological effect. These are people talking about, they know they're going to give you. But look at something that is somebody will look and then, as I'm writing this check, he said 10 million. I said, are you sure is that 10 million you want? I said, but if I could have something like, me, I deal with numbers a lot. So this psychological effect always comes in play. I see this one on 9. I think it might be more realistic. Let me just give. But depending on your business, though. Yeah, thank you. So, my people, I'm back, but I'll be back in a few minutes. So, it's going to take you through on the forms. Then, we are much here, and this is where I belong. But we'll have a better discussion. I don't need to rush it. Thank you. So,
Get your pen, because I'm collecting the form now. And everyone online should please follow these simple instructions and mail it to us. Those people who are watching online should please follow this instruction and send a mail. Everyone watching us online, for those of us who are watching online, please send your, as I take this instruction carefully, and mail your the form to us at jfkabiono@gmail.com. Today, follow this instruction and mail your answers. So this is the form, the NISA Microfinance Bank / JFK Abiono Consultancy Limited AGSMEIS loan application form. Your picture, your passport photograph, we want it fixed here. Okay, do we all have a passport photograph here? We don't. No problem, just relax. If you don't, we'll collect it tomorrow. That is the only condition I will allow you to take it home and bring it back tomorrow with your passport photograph fixed there. Now, you might even need to collect it and just pick. Don't worry, we'll collect it tomorrow morning, first thing tomorrow morning. Name of the applicant. You write your name there. The second one, gender, male or female. You write M if that's no problem. Home address. Write your address in a way that it can be easily located. State of origin. Write your state, not Abuja, where you came from. Oshun, Taraba, Yobe, right there. State of residence, where you are staying. So if you are in Abuja, write Abuja there. If you are in Yobe, write Yobe there. Those of us in Jos, write Jos there. Age bracket, between 18 and 35, write your age bracket. If you are 35 and above, mark that one. Your phone number, write your phone number in a way that will see it clearly. Then your bank accounts. This one is your personal bank account. Then your BVN. The bank verification number. The name of your enterprise. The name of your business enterprise. Write it there if you have. Then where your business is located. Where your business is located, write it there. The company bank account, if any. So for those of us who doesn't have a company bank account, don't worry. That's why we write if any. If you don't have a company bank account, don't write anything there. Name of your bank. Since you don't have any bank account, a company bank account, so you don't need to bother about that. Then type of business activity. You write your type of business activity there. If for example now it's fish farming, like I said, if you, based on the kind of business you want to do, it's going to determine the kind of amount you're going to collect. So if somebody told me, for example, that I want to do maize farming. With maize farming, you don't need more than 100,000. So if I were that person, I would not just mention maize. I would just say crop planting, crops, which include many other things, Cedric, please come. Come and help us this very, very place. I don't want people to, because the questionnaire will soon be here, though you will still elaborate more when the questionnaires are here. How can people who are doing agriculture, what should they write that will not make their money to be too much discounted? Can you give a brief? Because that's a larger house here on agriculture. I've heard some feedbacks. It's because we've not come to this side. Maybe when we begin to answer the questions. How should, because I must confess to you, the agricultural loans, 1 million, 1.5, there are some people who package it well and they still collected 9 million. So what can they do that will attract more funds?
You have to be, you have to be open on what you want to do. Because if you know what you want to do, you could be able to outline what you need. If you know the business, you'll be able to know really what you want. Because it's just like, let me take an instance with crop. You want to have you're targeting 5 hectares. One, you know that your economical production for 1 hectare, maybe 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. What does that economical production entails? It entails purchasing your seeds, the cost of seed. Third, when you're coming on weeding, you have first weeding, second weeding. So that is the cost of weeding. That is what you're putting. But from these statements, you're not buying any equipment unless you're going into processing. You feel like, okay, I want to do 5 hectares and then I have my EOP on 200, but I'm looking at buying an oil extracting machine for 2 million. You put it here. Then all you just need on your production is just for you to state that it's going to take me 2 or 250,000 to do this farming. Yes. So the second part, that is, you provide details of required type or model. That is machines. So as a crop productionist, you are not using any machine unless you want to go into processing. Then you are into fishery. Probably you need to buy your tank, you need to buy your fishing nets, you need to buy your borehole, you're digging a borehole, or you need to buy a pumping machine. That is where you can put the pumping machine, you put the amount, you put the tank, you put the amount, and then your equipment, fishing equipment. Fishing equipment could entice your nets, any other activities you want to do, but you just put in fishing equipment. Then if you're going into processing of fish too, you now say, okay, I need a fish dryer. But what I will want us to do here, if you're going into fishery, you have to select a niche. Fishery have 3 sectors. Are you going to fingerlings? Are you going to hatchery? Or you want to do a complete line of fishery? Or you just want to go and do fish, put in your drying machine. Probably they fabricate dryers depending on the capacity, whether it's electric or charcoal. You can now put in the amount of those machines you want to buy. Then the second one, that's where they provide details of working capital required. So that is where you now put in your EOP, your land preparation, your seed you want to buy, your land rent. And probably it's good for you to say, I have a land. It's not good for them to give you money to rent land. Let it be your own equity in your business plan. So you're able to go, as an investor, as I told you with my check, I'm moving around. If I come to you and you tell me that I still need a land, I still need to do this, I still need to do that, I might not really take you serious. But if you can come to me and say, sir, I have a land, I have 100 hectares, but I don't have money to go into production, I can consider you faster. Because you already shown a sign that you really want to do this, or you have been doing it, but you don't have the money to keep doing it. And then I know, okay, yes, you already have an equity, okay, let's consider him, fine. So always drag somebody out of his box by committing yourself. Every investor wants to share the risk. I started my business by trying to, when I meet people with my business ideas, nobody wanted to buy into my ideas. I have a lot of ideas into farming. Then when I now came back, I have to readdress myself. I went to my uncles. Nobody was able to fund me. But I came back, I sat down, and I said, what am I going to do? What is the next step? I said, okay, what if I come to you, I tell you that, sir, I have 20 or 30% to run this business. Can you please help us with 70%? I have a land, and I have the technical know-how. Everything is on my heart. I have the knowledge. then I'm bringing in 30%. That is my own equity. And you know the next step? I have 3-4 people running to do business with me. And at the end of the day, my secret behind it was just that even with the money I collected from them, I still used it to rent land. But I told them, yes, I could afford this. This is a slight secret I'm just leaking to you right now. But I was able to do that still with the money. But I have to draw you out of the box. If I didn't do that, initially nobody wanted to listen to me, but I knew that if I could commit myself, an investor needs to share the risk. Nobody wants to bear the risk alone. This loan you are going after is bankers' money. They call it the bankers' money. It's the 5% of profit of all the whole banks they gave to NISA to trade. That is why they are giving you for non-collateral. No bank is going to give you money just freely like that. Because CBN mandated them to draw 5% of all their profits. And at the end of the day, they have to open microfinance bank, NISA microfinance bank with post office to manage this fund. And they make sure that the whole offices of the whole 36 states and each local government have an post office will have an MFA. So you see that this money, they just gave it out to try you and to stimulate, because at the end of the day, the money is coming back to them. If they give you the money, you're going to put it back into the bank. You're going to trade. The money is still going back to them indirectly or directly itself, because you're trading. And the CBN is stimulating the economy and both sides, and then you're improving your life too. Okay, so let's have this mindset of, you just relax, I need this money. Nobody is going to serve you food on the table. You have to go into the kitchen and prepare the food and then sit down and eat your food. And quietly it's going to digest and you see the nutrition in your body. So that is for the providing details of your working capital. That is where you can put in your working capitals. And then the first one is the equipment that you need. And then the second one is your operating cost. So if I'm buying the equipment, that is why they give you a grace period of 6 to 12 months. So because some businesses, if I'm going to cattle fattening, I don't make any sales. You have to take me up to like 10 months, 12 months for me to fatten my cattle to go and sell. Or if I'm going to sue fishery, it's going to take me 6, 4, 3 months, depending on the line of the niche I'm taking. So that is the grace periods they are giving you. Within that period of 12 months, how much operating cost will you need? That is the second side. How much do you need as an operating cost? That is where you state it down. And then your source of repayment. Your source of repayment has to do with, at the end of the day, how much, where is the money is going to come out from? I'm going to fattle business. I fatten. At the end of the day, I sell my products, and then I collect the money that I sold from there to pay them. Or gradually, I can fatten it in a way that every month I have the money. I can't just pay them once, but I have it. But I can factor it in a way that in the next 3-4 years, that is why they give you up to 7 years to pay back. So it cannot be so heavy on you. So the business, because any more business you're drawing out money, businesses need to be reinforced. Businesses need to put more money, reinvestment. But because if you pull out that money, it's going to affect you as a startup. Because when you know that as a startup, when your business stand is from 3 years to 5 years, so, but most people, you start a business in the next 6 months, 12 months, you didn't get up to somewhere, and you say, this business is not. No. You need reinvestment. So, but why they fatten these things for you is for you to be able to absorb those risks, so you can move quietly. And then at the end of the day, you see that your business stands. So it's not that, these people give me money, they collected it from me. No. So you could be able to take gradually and grow your business. And then at the end of the day, you're the one to benefit. And then you could be able to go into expansion, you're going to, reinvest into other areas. So as I said earlier on, don't take out money from your business. Pay yourself salary. If it's 50,000, manage it. Before you don't have. When I was trying to put up myself, I used to do fasting for 6 to 6 because I can't feed myself for the day. But when I start having money to eat, I still have that kind of body that even from morning till night, his food is nothing again to me. I can still take for money. So it's not as if I now have money, I can go start spending. I go to Buka, or I go to Transcom and spend 10,000, 15,000 naira to eat. No. Those excesses are what affects your business. So you still hold yourself. Even if it's that 200 you used to eat your 500 naira food, maintain your 500 naira food. A time will come that when you look around, there's a man I met, he tell me, say, Cedric, right now, anything I want to buy, I can buy it. Anything that I want to eat, I can eat it. Look at me. Well, what I want is quality. Give me the quality of what I want. Anything I want, I could be able to. So there's a time for everything. But as somebody that is growing, you need to discipline yourself. You need to stay focused. Because without that, I don't think that is why you see people, somebody gets a contract, he gets 40 million, 50 million, he runs into a business you don't know. The next 3 years, you see like, I have an uncle, he was making sales every day of 400 to 500,000. But what did he do? Because he's an unbeliever, he sleeps in hotel. Every day he carries all his money. Within a space of 8-9 months, the business crumbled. He was taking out money. Now, when the chairs got broken, he couldn't replace the chairs. When the crates were missing, he couldn't buy them again. When the fridge had a fault, he couldn't do those things. So that is why you don't take out your money, because there's a time for you to make yourself relevant. Your business needs to be the way it is when you started it. So it's not tomorrow you see that your chairs is turned. Like these chairs, you look at them every day, they look good. So that is how you're supposed to be. Every day somebody comes to your business, it looks good, it looks fresh. But the day they come in and they see that everywhere is so tattered, that this person can't even paint this place, they'll look for another place. But those money you kept is what you use to refurbish the place. If your freezer is leaking gas, you buy another freezer. If your equipments are bad, you repair them and replace them. So whatever you think you're doing, it's not about the clothing. Clothing will come, rings will come, phones, any amount of phone you want, they'll all come your way. But the first thing is that discipline and focus. So when you see this form here, you'll be able to, like, you know that this is your working capital. So that is, working capital is your operating cost. Those costs that you incur on a daily basis. Those costs that makes your business moving on a daily basis. But the first one is what is like a capital cost. Where you say provide details of requirement is a capital. Capital costs are those costs that are permanent. It's not movable. It's things that make you to start up your business. Okay? So, the one from the phone.
Yeah. Okay. So training, so we will be submitting this tomorrow for 2 reasons. Your passport photograph, and also when it comes to source of repayment, how do you want to pay? You mentioned it's, and then type of training, vocational or entrepreneurship. Vocational is the one hands-on, and the entrepreneurship is the one we are doing now. Vocational is like soap making, so adire making, fashion and all that. Then the second one is entrepreneurship. I know most of us is entrepreneurship. And then duration of is 5 days. You write 5 there. Then certification for any institution only. If you can use it for institutions only. If you don't have any certificate, it's not a crime. Don't bother yourself. So, and then we certify that the information given by the applicant has been reviewed and recommend the applicant for the credit facility. We are going to be the one to sign here. We are the one going to be on to do that for you. All right. So, is there any question on this form? Does anybody have any question on this form?
Hello? You say in crop farming, you don't need anything like machines. I don't really understand. What of tractors? Yes. No, renting.
Yeah.
Tractors you're renting is a working capital. Tractors are like human factors too. When I call people to farm for me, I'm paying them wages, right? But you're going into mechanized farming, so you're also paying them wages. Unless you want to buy, you can tell them, I want to buy a tractor. Yes.
What of in dry season farming, like irrigation? until you still need some machines.
That is where the first form there, you list the machines you want. If you want a drip system, if you want the piping, if you want the sprinklers, you list them out. Yes, and the cost of those sprinklers. Or because you need a borehole too. You need a pumping machine too. So you need a piping. You are going into drip system or going into sprinklers. You list them, look at what I want to do. Okay? Yes. So, I'm back to where I belong. Sorry, I have to go around and then come back. So, we have different businesses here. We are all farmers here, right? And probably not the corporate farmers that write on the book. Because I used to write on the book, but I have to go to the field. And rain beat me 2-3 times inside with my phone, everything. Inside Plateau State, Mangu, Bokos, yes, it was in Bokos when I did Irish potato. Then people were telling me that, just come and buy potatoes and go and sell. I said, no, it's good. I want to know where these things are coming from. I want to have a first-hand information. So I invested the first money. I lost 400,000. My cousin ran away. I said, no, we have to still do this thing. When I brought back my potatoes into the market, to Orange Market, people were looking at me at JJC. They said, where this one come from? But that was my starting point in that business. A guy called me and now told me that this is what Abuja needs. Abuja deals with Mirabelle. They deals with Diamond. These are species of potato. And they want it big. You know? So I was like, okay. Then I now know the species. Then I now know that look at what the market entails and look at what the market wants. Then I went back. When I went back to Bokos, I was like, what is the season am I going to plant? You know, I planted when the rain was heavy. So when we are harvesting, the rain was already hot. The rain was heavy already. So most of the Irish, water touches it, it spoils. So when we are there, that first experience taught me a lot because I was crying. I was like, the money was me and my cousin, we partnered. But she ran away. I said, no. Then when I came back the second time, I now rented land again. And then we did it before the rain came out. I tried. I was able to get my cost of production, but I didn't have much profit. But I know I got my money back this time around. But the last one, I lost everything. I only got 7 bags. At the end of the 7 bags, some of them, water spoiled them. Then I came back again. By that time, I said, no, we have to share the risk. By then, I've started to know people around there. What I now did that, I called a farmer there. He was like, okay, you provide the land. I'll buy seed for you. Are you getting me? So when I told them, okay, you're going to provide, because they were complaining that, I don't have money for seed. I don't have money because the seeds are expensive. For you to buy Irish potato seeds, a good one from the seed council was up to they sell 400 to 200 was it per ton or something? It was quite expensive though. So what I now did that, okay, you are going to provide the land for me. Then I buy seed. I buy the chemical that it needs to spray for nematodes or diseases. So at the end of the day, when we harvest, we sell. I take back my cost of production, and then we share the profit. That was where I stabilized in the business. So, and I always do the dry season farming because I've learned my lesson of not doing it right. But I have to learn it on a hard way. But I couldn't run away, but I have to still learn. So what I'm saying in essence is just that knowledge base is quite so paramount. If you're going into fishery, if you're going into poultry, if you're going to crop farm, try to learn. Farming is patient. It crawls. And then try to know what the market wants. If you overproduce, you not make your profit. I was competing with the locals. What they did was just that they will come and sell at any price because their families that they weren't doing it. But I pay for labor. By the time I calculate my money, every other thing, and then comes to the market, somebody I'm selling for 5,000, and then you come and sell for 2,000. They'll go, Nigerians want a cheaper thing. They'll buy from them. So that is the problem we are having in agriculture, that price fluctuation. that price instability and that transportation. But it's a general factor though. But for us, we always need to break that niche by having a knowledge of the business you want to do. That is quite paramount. And then cut it. It's a long value chain in agriculture. I can decide that, okay, I don't want to farm again. I'll go to the locals. Right now, I have contacts in almost every state in the north that if you want 200, 500 metric tons of anything you want, I'll assemble it for you because I've moved around. So now what do? I stand down. If you farm finish, I'll come to your village. I'll come and open truck and carry it and go. I have to break that value chain. I have to take away the stress of me beaten by rain, moving from one corner to one corner because of this bandit and everything happening around there. I said, okay, when you finish, I'll come to your village and collect. Or I'll give you money to farm, and you go and farm, and then you give me back my money. So let me just quickly do a very sharp one. So right now, I want us to I'm here now with an open check, and we're all here trying to collect money. I'm your banker now, and I come to you, I say, bros, mommy, sorry, okay. So what we'll now do, okay, let me start with our boss.
Let's run the main. They are here.
Okay. So let me run with you, sir. I'm here with you, and you're a farmer. And probably you really want to do a very sharp one. So what do you want? And how do you go about it? Just briefly, in 2 minutes. Just convince me.
I have me
JFK said 3 minutes.
That
Close
I
the
have large number of fish that I'm rearing. But I discovered that I'm using 50% of my running cost as providing feed. So I want to lower my cost by providing the feed for myself. And the cost of the machine and the running costs everywhere, everything will cost me like 20 million naira.
20?
Because we are feeding like 40.
Okay,
pieces.
now in fishery, now what do? You hash? You are starting from hatchery?
We are
you
not
buy
hashing,
juveniles?
we buy fingerlings.
You buy fingerlings?
We rear to the point of selling.
To table size? How many months?
There are two types. There's one we rear for 6 months. There's one we rear for 9 months.
Okay, so why not let's do it this way? Do you know that 2 bull stocks that weighs up to 4-5 kg can give you over 20,000 juveniles, right?
Yes.
And how much does it cost you? 1 kg is 2,500.
That is
or 3,000.
On the prevailing marketing price.
Yes. Let's just say 3,000.
3,000.
So you buy 3 kg, 9,000.
Yes.
You buy the female one, another one, 9,000.
9,000.
So let's assume transportation, 20,000.
Yes.
And it's going to save you, like juveniles you're buying for, jumbo juveniles are 30 naira per piece. Normal fingerlings is 20 naira, but if you're buying in box, can be 15, 18 naira, depending.
Buying in bulk, we buy 15 naira.
So at the end of the day, see, for you to have 10,000, and you can achieve that with how much? 20,000.
30,000 by hatching for myself.
And what do you need to do in hatching? You just water. Water, running water, and then tax. Yeah, you getting me?
Yes.
You just water. How much is it going to cost you to get a tank? 60,000. And you just need the small ones, 20, 30, 30,000. 4 of them. You hash. What is it going to take you to hash? You just to remove this one, knock this one on the head, and then have the expertise. It's just knowledge. You see that knowledge saves you money. So that is why I'm telling you that as an investor now with you, I want you to be very, very open, straight. You have to cut costs, and then I know that you're serious. So if you're telling me you have a capacity of 20,000 or more, you don't buy, you hash. And then for you to be able to have a sustained business, those you dry, you process. Even those ones that will die, you process them and store them. So probably if you're going into fishery business, a lot of people are going into fishery business. But what I will advise you to do is just for you to hash, breed, and process. You complete the chain. You don't need to wait 6 months. Feed you're buying every week for 500 to 1,000 fish. How much is it going to cost you? You spend over like 20, 30,000 naira a week.
You can even spend lesser than that if you are producing it by yourself.
So why do I need to go that far to stress myself? So that is why I bring back to knowledge. And knowledge helps you to cut cost and then be very, very realistic. As I have my check here with me, I can't be able to give you that amount of money because I believe that, Abba, this guy, calm down first. You understand? I want to see you into it. But if you're calling me, telling me, look at what and what you want to do. We are being so open. You want a situation that somebody reads your profile, somebody sees your plan. He could be able to lie, this person is serious and he really wants to do so, and you have a knowledge of it. So somebody can't just come into fishery and tell me, I want to do fishery, I'm doing this. No. Understudy it. Go and learn how to hash. You can be hashing for people. It's a business. People hash fish. You can train people on hashing. 50,000, that's what they collect to train people on how to hash fish. What does it cost you? Break this person's heart, cut this thing, and put this thing. But it's a skill. So you get paid for it. Okay?
Let's go straight to the process. Okay. We have the form with us now. Please, the first advice, don't write anything on this form. You don't write, this is a questionnaire form. This is a form we are submitting. This is a form this is your entire business plan. So I beg of you, don't write anything yet on it. When you get home today, or when you're on your way home, do a photocopy. Keep this one first. Don't write on this one now. Keep this. We want to guide you and take you through it now. You are not filling everything here, please. We are filling most of them for you, but we want to give you an idea. Are you getting me? This is the nicer microfinance. This is the format of which the entire business plan is going to follow. So you are not going to be the one to fill all, but just listen to this following instruction. Don't write anything yet. Do a photocopy and keep this one. Now, the surname, other names, age, rank, like the date of birth, gender, home address. Are we following state of residence, state of origin, phone number, email, bank, personal bank name, personal account number, BVN, marital status, geopolitical zone, website, if any. Section B now, business information for startup or existing business. So highlight, is it a new business or existing? You mention the one. Then business name, you write it. Is there anybody here who does not have a business name? Who does not have a business name? The one, it was 5,000, they were doing it. Even when it was 5,000, you didn't register any business. Is there anybody here, you've not registered the business at all? You don't have any business registration at all? If you don't, let me just see your hands. You don't have any business registered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I want to encourage you to please put down your hands. Please try and register a business. I don't know. Don't let me break the same. Where is Barris? There is how much do you charge for that now? Lawyers, business name.
But on this content, if you are having intention, since it's a new business, you can just put the name of the business.
Yes. Yes. Put the name of the business.
What you have. Yeah, they accept new businesses because they have a column. They tell you, is it a new business or an existing business?
Yes.
Since it's a new business, you have not yet registered it. You can still put a name.
Put the name there. How can you even run a business that doesn't have a name? So whether you are registered a business or not, please write the name of that business. Bosse and Sons. Christiana Enterprises, whatever that is. Please write it there. Then the business name, that's section B. So please do that. Business office address. If you don't have an office, please put your house name. Is there anybody who doesn't have a house address name here? your house does not have address? Is there anybody else who doesn't have a house address? All of us will have. So please write the house address. Very important. Then type of business, e.g. farm, fashion, auto shops, spare parts, others. You are paid for it. So you are going to have value for your money paid for. So the document in your hand, you are not doing it alone. Like I told you, don't participate, any business plan you don't know anything about, throw it away. That's very important. That's why we are making you to participate and come along with us. Now, service products provided by your business, e.g. yam, rice, beans, tire, cosmetics. So whatever things you are producing, write it there. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Hello? Are you there? So write it there. What are your services or your products? Write it there. Then outline business income flow from major to minor products and services of your business, e.g. sales of drinks, 50%. Cedric, please help us handle this side.
Okay. Hello? Okay, so outline business income flow. That is what I'm saying about your rates of return, ROI. You know, when you're, because they say from major to minor, product or services of your business, sales of drink, 50%. Sales of sweets, 20%. Fixing of cars.
Let us handle it for them. Okay. It's complex. We'll handle it for you. Don't touch it. It's very technical. Don't touch it. We'll handle it for you.
You have to deal with your rate of return.
Please. Don't touch that side. We'll handle it for you. Section D, business status. Business sector, business activity, vision statement, mission statement, value on proposition. So you have to displace what is your status of your business, that business sector. Which sector are you?
Agriculture, hospitality, services, fashion, production. Depends on the sector you choose.
Now, the activity of the business, you need to explain it there.
What you describe your business. What is your business all about? What are you going into? You know, probably if I'm going to poultry, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to poultry to, you know, for meat production. Or I'm going into layer beds for egg production. I'm going into cow for fattening. You have to describe your business. Or into hospitality, okay, I have a hotel and I'm trying to render services. You describe your business, that is the activities. Or you're going into fashion, you're going to tell, okay, I'm going to buy so clothes and I'm going to resell it, or I'm creating a brand. I'm going to create content. You just have to describe, that is the activity. Describe your business in maybe 20 or 50 words.
And notice, this is 98% angle. They will ask you questions when they call you from that bank. Those of us listening to us online, this is where I am very, very sure. When they ask you 5 questions, number 1 or number 2 is going to be this question: explain your business activity. You must be able to do it in PowerPoint. Like I told you about our own. You know, we help retirees retire well. We coach people on businesses with 355 options of businesses. We help, we speak, we do public speaking, we write books, we transcribe books, we organize corporate events. To those are just pam, no story. So please, if you know, your business activity, try and explain it in a way that is understood. You know, then vision statement. Our own vision statement simply means that, you know, maybe tomorrow I'll take us through, you know, some of the elements of the corporate governance, because part of a business plan is also your corporate governance, and this is the angle, and this is very, very vital. So the vision statement is where you are going. The mission.
You see yourself in 10 years.
The mission is how you will get there. I wish somebody is writing. Don't write on this thing yet. You can just write it in your sheet of paper. The vision is where, venue. The mission is journey, how. So our own vision statement, for example, now, let me not do our own vision statement. Let me try and do the vision statement of Word Alive Academy. In Word Alive, if I consult for Word Alive secondary school now, for example, I will say Word Alive, the vision is to raise students who will see the business side of every become job creators and not job seekers. That's it. Now mission. The mission, how do we get there? We at Word Alive Academy, our mission statement is to organize an educational environment where students experience the entrepreneurship side of every subject through the Entrepreneurship Development Center of the school. So that is the way to achieve becoming job creators and not job seekers. How? By having an Entrepreneurship Development Center in school where students have entrepreneurship experience at the EDC Center through all the extracurriculum activities under the umbrella of extracurriculum activities. So the mission is how to get there. The vision is where you are going. Do we get it? Hello? Do we get it? No, but only one person is answering me, yes, sir. I should repeat myself. Hello? Mission is how to get there. So why I'm asking you, when you fill this number one here, when you fill the first page, we can do the remaining for you. Do you know why I'm now taking you through? You've paid 50,000 for this course, 10,000 for the course, 40,000 now for the business plan. Watch this. All you need, if you have filled this front page, the remaining pages, we can fill it for you. But do you know why we are taking you through? When they call you from that bank, in order for you not to jam rock. Because after now, when we finish filling the forms for you, and we begin to upload, we're still going to call you. We're going to call you before the bank calls you. And I'll do interview for you myself. I'm going to call you after this class. Maybe on Sunday, from Sunday, begin to expect my call. If you fail my interview, you will fail that of the bank. So if I call you and you jam rock, I will need to see you and tell you the right thing to say. Are we together? Are we together? So please, that's very important. So let's go now. Value proposition. That is, what are your core values? When you get here, only one word: creativity, focus, teamwork, excellence. What are those things? Honesty, quick delivery. Are you getting it now? Hello? Am I communicating at all? Value proposition. The value, what are the things you don't do without that are the reason why? Honesty, creativity. What are those things that makes your farm to be very exceptional? What are those one word? Honesty, teamwork, excellence, originality. Like for that sister now who wants to be doing beverages, we don't dilute originality. We don't dilute our drinks. What are your core values? Quick delivery. We deliver on time. We under promise, we over deliver. Tomorrow I will take you through how to write a copy of governance and I will break it down more. Let's go to the third page now. Section C. Current capital as at hand. Cedric.
Okay. The section C. You remember what I said? How are you drawing me out as an investor? That is why they state that current capital at hand. You must have an equity for your investor to listen to you. I gave you a secret of what I did, but you have to be technical about it. It's not just saying it. Because it's just like you saying it, and when they call you, you cannot defend it. It's bullshit. So, but you have to be very, very technical. You must have something on hand. If you're a farmer, you must have a land. That this is land I want to use. Okay. But those of us that are into like maybe rentage, you want to rent a place, there must be something you must have at hand. Okay, your equity can be your business plan too, because you spend money to get a business plan. It's still your, because it's a feasibility study you just did. It's still an equity. If you cannot afford to get a rent of where you are, but try to draw somebody out. Try to get like, even if you don't find a way to manipulate it, it's very, very technical, but to draw somebody out of the blues, you have to commit the person out. Then loan needed for startup. How much do you want? As I said earlier on, you also have to be psychological about it. You know, how much do you think is quite realistic for your business? Because these are professionals. They know what you want. They have been seeing these documents. A lot of people are bringing it. And they know the financial aspect of it. So you also have to be very, very psychological about it. Is it truly 4 million you need? You can just go for 4 million. Everybody wants big money. Even if I give you 20, even if I give you 50 or 100, it's still money, you still need it. But along the line, you see that, what do you need the money for? What and what did you need the money for? Am I buying equipment, or am I, renting out a space, or am I buying something? We need to be very, 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 very technical and psychological about that. What do you really, even if it's 500,000, it's still something. If you feel that 500,000 is going to take me to the next level, it's still something. You mustn't go for the 10 million. Even if you are going for the 10 million, you can go for 9 million. There's also other things you can do. Rather than for you to go for fish, you cut it down, I want to do this, but get the money first. You can now improve yourself. Get committed, get focused. Let somebody see that you're quite different, because they are going through all these documents. So don't exaggerate. If you need 2 million, go for 2 million. Not that if you need 2 million, then you now say, I need 10 million, or I need 8 million. Okay? Then repayment plan with years. How long is it going to take you to pay back? Is it 3 years? Is it 4 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 1 year? Is it 6 months? So also be technical, because they are professionals too. They know that if you are doing such a business, they know your returns. They know what is going to come out of it. So let's not just take, it's Nigeria, I just need the money. Let them just give it. It's a selection process. So when you have the money, it depends on what you're doing with the money. But for you to get the money, you have to be very, very technical and professional about it, because they are all professionals too. So if it's going to take you 4 years, well, you can phantom it in a way. If you're a professional, you know your business, and then you know how to phantom your money. Because as financials, as accountants, what we do is just like, you find a way to hide money. There's a way you can phantom money. That even if you're seeing my returns, and I tell you my returns is 100, why I'm making 500, then I'm paying you back from the 100 that you're seeing from my spreadsheet. So we also need to be very, very professional too about that too. So how long is it going to be? Be realistic and be open. They know all about the business, and there's no business that is new again. Everybody is into a lot of. If you feel that you have a fresh idea, a lot of 100 people have thought about it. Maybe like 10 people already doing it, but you might not know. Then, the next line, for new / existing business outline, what part of your business the loan will improve? So if you look at your business, that is one, already have a land for agri people, but I need a working capital, an operating capital, or I need a processing machine. Are you getting me? That is what the loan wants to improve your capacity. If you're making, maybe I'm producing 10 tons, I want to go over to 50 tons. There's demand, there's a very high demand for it. I need to improve myself. The demand, I'm not meeting up to my demand. So you have to state out what you want to improve. For new businesses, you just want to change something. You want to you want to phantom out a high demand of a product for new businesses. It's okay. Inside this sector, there's not a lot of people, but I want to create something like this. Because what gives you money, you all here have my money. Because me standing here, because I'm collecting money from you. I have what you want, and you have what I want. So for me to get money from you, I give you what you want, and you give me back what I want. Everybody goes on. So you must provide solve a problem. There must be a problem you have to solve. So that is what the loan wants to improve. That is what you are looking for the money for. Then your business description. The first one, activities, is what you're going into. Now you have to describe your business. Let me give, I don't know, I'm using agriculture too much. Maybe I should try and use something else. So let's go to the people in hospitality. So what is your business all about? I'm a hotelier, and I have rooms, I render laundry services, I render restaurants, and I have the pool section, I have my gym house, I have a whole lot running. But due to I don't have much money, I'm looking for this loan right now for me to improve those activities. So now I'm telling you that this is what my business is all about. My business has to do with hospitality, it has to do with wellness, it has to do with fitness, then it has to do with entertainment. And it also has to do with food, because you run a restaurant there. So you have to describe your business. Poultry guys, you have to also okay, I'm going into poultry production for meat production, or I'm going into layers for egg production, or I'm going for broilers and layers, or I'm going for cattle fattening, or I'm going for breeding. You're breeding from the scratch. Or I can just buy a cattle of 6 months and then fatten it for 12 or 14 months till I get to the size I want. So you have to tell people what your business has to do, what you're going to do about the business and how you're going. But it has to be very brief. It's just like executive summary. Go straight to the point and very brief. Then the next one is your business objective. So when it comes to business objective, to me it's all about value and quality you create. Like when you go to the Bible, there's two people I always respect, Daniel and Joseph. These are people that they were picked out of the excellency in them. They radiate excellency. They didn't know anybody. They were just picked out. So your business objective has to solve a need. You have to be very, very creative about it. You have to be somebody of value. Some of my friends will always tell me that this is Abuja. If you don't do like this, do like that, you'll not meet up. I tell them it's a lie. You can maintain your integrity. Somebody will call you. Somebody needs your services. Somebody needs your products. I'm here based on referral, and a lot of people will refer you to somebody. These days, everybody is glued on the phone because it's our new normal. For the past, addiction takes you 10 days continuously. But now we are up to like 4 or 5 months. So the phone is glued in your hand. And is your map, is your get through. So people can easily refer you to somebody. They must see your advert, another person will see your, and say, okay, yes, I know him. Because you have where you're heading to. You have value, and you want to maintain that integrity. Money will come. But don't rush to get the money. If you have an objective, look at the kind of business I want to do and look at the way I want to go about my business. You're going to get there. But don't rush to do what other people are doing because we are in Abuja, I have to know people. It's a lie. Me, I don't do those things they do, but I still end up going to where I'm going to. At least I have my foundation. First of all, it's the very good, solid foundation. And you get to where you're going to. The integrity I portray, my sincerity of business and the business ethics. A business has an ethics. If you are owing somebody, pay the person. If you're doing business with somebody, give back the person the money. You know, maintain your ethics. That people will know that you're credit worthy. Even banks, if they are giving you money, you're paying back. You're giving them, you're paying back. Even when you're not having, you go and borrow to pay back. Tomorrow they give you. So be objective, have a focus, and then create value. These are the things that will move you in your business. So when you're putting out your business objectives, try to bring out your core essence. Try to see that there's something, be true to yourself, because that is what will lead you tomorrow. Thank you.
And then also, when we talk about business description, business objective, mission statement, vision statements, they are all the same thing, and you are being expected to answer the same thing using different words. So, I told you vision statement, mission statement, aims and objectives. And if I will have to talk about the business objectives of Word Alive Academy now, you know, to create a business environment, to create an academic business environment in an educational setting. Number 2, to raise children that will grow up to become CEOs. Number 3, to make our children to see the business sides of every subject. Number 4, to change the mantra of go to school, get a degree, get a job into go to school, read a tomorrow course, and create a job. Number 5, to have a set of teachers who will be entrepreneurs than just be ordinary teachers. Number 6, to create a school whereby the parents are enlightened on encouraging children on entrepreneurship. I can do like 25 like that. So when they ask for aims and objectives, they are telling you to tell us the same thing they've asked you for mission statement, the same thing they ask you for vision statement, the same thing they ask you when you're talking about your core values is what is also being expected for you to explain in another word. Because if you want to convince me, I will ask you different questions, meaning the same thing, expecting you to answer me with different words on the same thing. Am I communicating? Oh, only one person say yes, sir. Are you getting to understand what business plan is all about? Let me tell you, see, this. This is what we collect 1 million for. So who told you can't write business plan? Consultants don't do this. We just charge you and we write a document for you and we won't take you, and they won't take you through. So consultants don't like what I'm doing. A lot of my colleagues hate this, that we are teaching people what to use to make money. And if you're a great person, you know, ordinary people who are collecting people's money as consultants, they make things complex. But somebody who is a messenger of God, an apostle in marketplace, what we do, what I am doing, is to make complex things simple. And it's very difficult to make complex things simple. I spoke in a church, one of the biggest churches in Port Harcourt. And in 5 services, I must preach for only 25 minutes. And in the 4th service, I gave 17 chapters of how to write a corporate governance in 25 minutes. The message is still in my car there, of the 5 services. So I want to beg of you, don't just sit down to say, just write it for us. Let's let you collect the money. It will interest you if only you can listen. That the same thing that we are doing, you know. Is anybody here who is applying, you know, as a business consultant, entrepreneurship consultant, entrepreneurship school, training? Is anybody who wants to go into training, coaching? You just change your mind. You want to go to training now. Okay, you did. Okay. Only one person. You know, it's people. You heard what Dr. Drai said yesterday. Ignorance of people is our own food. What you don't know, you pay for it. The young man standing here, you know, this, what he got to know gives him a lot of money. And he just because he gave him, his other colleagues are still looking for jobs up and down. He is creating jobs now because he gave himself to knowledge. So please, let's take that. So business objectives is aims and objectives of the business, in summary. Next one. That's why you can see they gave room for you to write. So try and do your own. I will do for you, but can I tell you something? Any business plan, you don't participate in writing it. Throw it away. What did I say? Can we say that together? I can't hear our people there. Can we do that again? Throw it away. Because you know why? Other people who didn't just give us the money. Can I tell you something? Collect money every day. Collect money every week. 1 million times 0 is what? God servant, you're welcome. You are a member of this church now, and you are the younger brother of Dr. Abba, and then he pays you. He just gives you 100,000 every day, gives you 100,000 every week, and is giving you. It is not because you know him that will become as rich as him. Let him let him be your twin brother. It is until you stop collecting that money and you begin to think the way he thinks. And you tell him to hold that money. I want to find out the way you get the money, sir. That will make me. Don't just be giving me fish. Teach me how to cheat. So that's why I'm taking you through this. You paid. Other consultant doing this thing, you paid. You paid the 50,000. We are writing business plan for you. Let's go and write. I write business plan for 300,000 minimum. And now we are writing business plan for 40,000. How did you arrive at that? That's why my conscience, as a messenger, I'm not a consultant. My conscience, where I have the Spirit of God living, tells me that anybody I coach, what I know, let me teach them. My mentor on a Sunday service released Pastor 2, Pastor 3, Pastor 4, Pastor 5, and Pastor 6, Reverend Sam Adeyemi. I was so angry. After the service, I said, Daddy, why? He said, James, I differ among other general overseers. I released this. And when he was talking, he didn't even stop there. He said, this is Pastor Godman. This is Pastor Zaro. This is my son. As you can see, I started this church for 16 years. Please, he's starting a church. If his church is close to your house, attend this church. Say, what? He said, this one is becoming a consultant. Make sure you consult him. The church has already written 5 million naira check for them. Please write a bigger check for them. And after the service, I asked her, I said, why did you do this? I've never seen this since I got born again. He said, James, the only way to have power is to give out the power that you have. I said, yeah. He said, because the law of seed, time, and harvest answers to everything in life, including giving out the power that you have. He now gave me an example. He said, when Jesus was walking on the sea, and Peter said, I want to walk on the sea like you. He didn't tell Peter, shut up there. Have you fasted for 40 days? Have you gone for the Mount Sinai? Have you been tempted by the Satan and took you to the higher mountain? Do you know what it means to be born by a Virgin Mary? You didn't experience that. You want to go and sit down. What did he tell Peter? He said, Peter, come. He said, boy, that's why I'm doing this. So please, don't just allow me to take you through. I want you to write it. Come, let me teach you how to write it. Enter any hospital, enter any school, enter anywhere. Only one out of hundreds organizations in Nigeria understands this. I will teach you tomorrow on how to write a corporate governance policy. That's why my daughter, as a photographer, does not have a competitor. Because she's not waiting for a wedding. She's not waiting for a naming ceremony. She's not waiting for burial. She's not waiting for a naming ceremony. I have destroyed competition for her. I have made all competitors in Abuja, Nigeria. If she enter Lagos, she will eat. If she enter Port Harcourt, she will eat. In this Abuja, she has too much to eat. So I want to beg of you, please, let us reduce unemployment. Lazy people say there is no job. People who are smart, they create jobs. Anytime you see somebody that tells you, I don't have a job, he's a lazy man. Sorry to say. So let that be out of your language. Anybody, maybe you come for counseling, you just say, what do I do? I don't have a job. The sign of laziness is the alteration of when you open your mouth and say, I don't have a job. A friend of mine in Abeokuta who came to serve, he served, and after the service, he couldn't pay the rent. The landlord told him to go. He said, no, I won't go anywhere. Say, I'm going to rent out your room. And the man rented out the room. But before the person packed in, the landlord just saw him. He was taking his son and some other neighbors' children on how to pass WAEC in our post. The WAEC was next month. Those guys write the WAEC, and those guys passed. He coached another the same set for JAM, and they passed. So their testimony now went round. Other parents around. This Oga Copper that helped my children to write. About just 4 or 5 of them, plus the child of a landlord. And this landlord's child son has been roaming around the street. But the boy passed. And the landlord said, stay there. I'll give you for 1 year, not to pay. Before that 1 year, this guy, because their children passed WAEC and JAMB, they went to gather more children, and about 27 children, sons and daughters of other landlords, came to this comment. So there's no place to take them. So the landlord told him to go and use his own completed building. Just about the next street. They cleared the place and they started. That's how this guy went to start to clear the place. As I talk to you now, after 26 years now, this, my friend, has employed 210 teachers because he has over 3,000 students in his nursery, primary, and secondary school. Go to Abeokuta and ask for Paragon International School. He's the first guy in Abeokuta to take children home with luxurious bus. So tell me how much he has when he started the business. I challenge you. Don't just sit down and don't just attend a course for attending's sake. Let there be a spark in you. Very important. Items, equipment needed for startup and expansion.
The next page. Items, equipment needed for startup and expansion. So let me start. I'll go around to everybody, so I won't be focused on one area, on one sector. Let me start with the crop guys. For crop, items you need chemicals, you need pesticides, you need seed. That is the items you need. Then you need to, if you're buying a processing equipment, if you're buying a storage equipment, if you're buying storage bags, you list them out. These are the things you need. That's the items and equipment you need. Fisheries, nets, tanks, you can put it as fishery equipment, you can put the tanks, and then you can put the dryer, the fish dryer, you check the amount, they're locally fabricated. Then if you're going into poultry, your battery cage, your feed, your medications, and then the farm structure. If you're going to raise up a structure, you can put in, okay, I want to do like 40 by 50 poultry house, then I'm putting in like battery cage inside. If I'm doing piggery, I need the items, I need the pig itself is an item. Those livestock, point of layer beds, point of day-old beds, they are items that you need too. Then for crop seeds, for cassava stems, then for permanent crop, the seedlings, the chemicals, those items you need. I'm just trying to refresh your head, even if I didn't mention them. Or you can ask me too. Then for people here that you talk of the hospitality, you talk of the equipment you need, the lady on the restaurant, you need your fridge, you need your cooker, you need your jute extractor, you need your tables, you need your chairs. Then you need, that's the items you need. So refresh your head, all the items you need. You need the equipment for the hoteliers, your republishing. You can list, you want to buy paint. There are items too. So any other gyms you have, every other things you have. Then for the content creator, you have your laptops, you have your computers, you have the items you need. They are all items. If you're not clear, you can also ask questions. Is this thing an item? But all your operating costs, all the things you need that will help you to achieve what you want is an item.
Please, don't ask for 10 million if all you are expecting is 10 million without you putting something on the ground. Technically, don't ask nicer for all the money you need. Create a business plan in which you have helped yourself in certain things. They are not coming to uplift 100% of your liability. You can't do it, so don't do it to somebody else. Your younger sister doesn't have anything, and she expects you to even, we have a proverb in my place that when we buy clothes for a lazy person, you dye it. You dye it in the sense that just put a very dark color so that whether the thing is dirty or it's clean, nobody knows. You don't ever help those who help themselves. So please don't appear in your business plan as somebody who does not have anything is bringing to the table. So make sure there are certain things. If you don't even have money to buy a land, you can rent a land.
That's what I said earlier.
Yes.
You have equity.
Yes. So
that's your own equity.
That's
no
it.
No matter what it is, you have to fathom a way for it.
That's it.
You're bringing in 30% and they're giving you 70%.
That's
so
it.
that is why I said earlier on, you don't need the 10 million. Just be realistic of the amount you want. Because as I'm moving around with my check, I always tell you that you have to be very, very open. They are all professionals too.
I advise you, it is, yes, I advise you, it is better to collect 3.5, apply for 3.5 million that you can defend than a 9.2 million you cannot defend. Very important. So let's quickly go to, because Femi is still taking, let's go to the next business relevant information.
So what is your business strength? What are those skills you have? What are you good at? What do you think is driving you into the business? What do you have that nobody else has? Because when you see your competitors, you're seeing something they are lacking. And you feel that if I'm the one, I can do this. If I'm the one, yes, I can do it better. So always look for your strengths. Ask people around you, there's the business strength. Okay, like, let me give an instance. In business I do, I give you quality. I give you the value for your money. That is my strength. I can't compromise that. Then I can go to my weakness and I tell you that, okay, my weakness is like, I'm a little bit slow to deliver to you. Are you getting me? That is also my weakness. But what do? I have to improve on my strengths. I have to focus. But here you also have to okay, in this business now I have a lot of competitors, and I believe that my weakness is based on I'm just a starter. It could be your weakness because you have a bigger competitors. You can't really compete with them. So you can always have to, those are your weaknesses, and it's also a threat to you.
Okay, this page. Okay, want to say something?
Okay, for the people in agri sector, you have your strength. Your strength could be your technical know-how. Your knowledge is your strength. You have experience on farming is your strength because you can put yam on the soil and then be able to nourish it up. Is your strength. You can do that comfortably. Then your weakness could be probably lack of capital to improve on yourselves. Or your weakness could be technically, if you can't do something, is your weakness. The ones you can do is your strength. The ones you know that you're good, very, very good at, even if I wake you up in the morning, is your business strength. When it comes to business strength, you know that you know the technicality about the business.
This page is actually called a SWOT analysis. S for strengths, W for weakness, opportunities for O, and threat for T. SWOT analysis. That's the page. The S is up, the weakness is W, the opportunities is O, and then the threat is A. So now, make sure that you are, even if you are talking about your weakness, you must explain it in style that ultimately to become a strength. If you lack the capital, thank God the microfinance is coming on board to lend you the money to execute your ideas. The opportunities are those things you know you have an advantage over, and the threats are power, insecurity,
and
government.
Also build the economic challenges.
That's it.
The inflation, the way
That's
the
it.
economy
That's it.
Is the threat.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
There are changes of policy, like in the poultry business. A policy can just bring down your production. It can raise the sales. It can raise the cost of corn.
My product
is for feed. That's what they use for feed. Like last year, we stored corn, but the prices were so low because of the economic instability based on the election. But today, this corn, a bag of corn I sold for 6.5 is being sold almost last 2-3 weeks ago for 18,000.
Wow. Wow.
So these are the threats we have.
Government policy threatens you. What you cannot control.
Let's go to our product and services. Name, price, and sales production. So type 1, what is my product? What is my services? My product 1 is, for broilers, is my bed. Dressed or live, that is my product. For layers, my egg and spent beds are my products. Because after 10 months, 12 months, my layer beds have turned to old layer, that is spent beds. I can still resell them. Those are your products. Then the services you render, if I'm giving you these services, how much am I being paid? Like here now, I'm coming here, I'm rendering services, and then look at how much I'm being paid. That is, I can phantom it that, okay, in a week, I have like 2 or 3 opportunities to come and train people. That my target in a week might be 5 job opportunities, but at the end of the day, I only got 2. Then how much am I being paid? I phantom it at the money that's my revenue for the week. That is also the services I'm rendering. So as I was telling the lady in the restaurant, your food cost, probably a meal is 1,000. That is your product, because in your sales, you also have your juice, you have your smoothies, and then how much are you getting out of it? These are your products. So you have to look at your products, your food, your smoothies, your juice, and then you also have to know your products. You know that this is what I'm rendering, this is the services I'm rendering. So under it, you have the price. You can see the example that they put there for you. iPhone 10. So he said that, as I said earlier on, the services I'm rendering, look at how much I'm being paid. I can come from month 1. I say, okay, in this first month, I was able to render up to like 10 different services. And then look at how much I've been paid for that month. And maybe I sold my bed for 2.5. That is my product. You can see there, they will give you the price and the quantity. I have like 20 beds. I have like 10 crates. Or I have like 2 cows. Or I have like, like the lady into content creation. Your services you're putting up, how much are you being paid? You have to list them and then you put out the amount that you're being paid. The hotelian, you can just like, okay, in a day, look at how much you're getting. You might not really break all of them down. You can just, okay, for today, look at how much you earn. You know, just to be on a very straight, so it can balance for everybody. Because what they see here is the price. Like this phone, the price is 200,000, right? And then they're selling 20 pieces. So, but for you, you're renting services. So in a week, I was able to accommodate like maybe 20 guests at 10,000 per guest. So, but I cannot times 20 by 10, that's 200,000. So 20 guests is giving me 200,000. That is how I can now say, okay, I have the other aspects, probably the gym house or the restaurant. I can also phantom them out. In this restaurant, you're making a sales of maybe 10 customers at so unit price. But here they make it simplified. But if I'm giving you a spreadsheet, I have to pay units head and then be able to sum it together. Then that is where you list everything you want there. But if there's nothing clear, you need to know all these things. So since it's going to still be filled up for you, but you have to have an idea that this is your product, this is your services you're rendering. Look at how much you're being paid, and then look at how much you're supposed to, collect from the person, and look at your target audience, and then look at how many people I'm attending to. If I'm going to attend to 10 people in a month or 100 people at the unit price of 5K or 10K, at the end of the day, I sum it all. Then you can now list the items. Look, there's a space for you now to list all of them, depending on each and every one of them. You have the dark side for you to list the product, and then you have the under there to now, specify the amount and the units, the quantity too. So we are now coming to the next page. List out your, sorry sir, thank you. List out your current competitors and what service they provide that is in direct competition with yours. Who will I start with? Because it's quite a practical stuff. Sorry ma, which business sir?
Into beauty.
Okay. You are into beauty and you want to set up a shop. And then you now know that everybody is doing makeup. A lot of people are doing it. So now they are telling you, name your competitors. So you have to name probably like 3 or 4 outlets around you here in Abuja, because your business is located in Abuja. You must say, okay, the ones in Wuse are my competitors based on the quality they are rendering. Then you now state out what are their weaknesses. I don't know whether they have a colon for all those things here, sir. Okay, just name the competitor,
location, services,
and their services,
selling price.
Then you check their selling price and then the competitor's price. Are you getting me? So how much are they charging? Maybe for only pedicure and manicure, they are charging 5,000, and then they are located in Wuse too, and they are only doing pedicure. But they want you to list all these things, so let you know. Look at your advantage over them, because they might not be doing every services. But just list like 3 competitors and the services they do and their location. Then the same thing, fronting out with the farmers down there, that you can now list out the poultry farms. You have the Olan farms, you have the Chi farms, you have a lot of farms. You just name them, name what they do, name their location. But you have to be in Abuja, because Abuja is where your business is based. Your competitors is in Abuja. But you can, based on the kind of business you're going to expand, Nigeria, other states' businesses are also your competitors. But in your business plan, you always like, where are you going to be seen in the next 5 years? Because you're going to expand. And those guys, you also have to work or compete with them too. Then your current assets. So here they tell you your current assets. What are your assets? So that is where it comes with your equity.
Plus what you have rented. So don't be empty-handed in this side.
So that is where you see that what we said on is all still coming out right here in the project.
That's it. That's it.
So you now know that what are your assets? What are you bringing into your business?
What are you bringing to the table?
What is in your pocket? So, but you have to, it's quite technical though, but you as a startup, you're trying to purchase a lot of things. But your business plan is your assets. One, because it's a roadmap for you.
That's it.
This is what you have.
That's it.
For now, it's not like I'm coming into a business, I don't have anything. My document is my knowledge, is an asset to me. But here they want you to like list out what you have already on ground and then what you intend to add. But for here, just list out your current assets, what you have in your, maybe you have your phone is your asset, you have your computer is your asset, you have your hotel is your asset, you have equipment there is your assets, you have some equipment that you're using for your knowledge also is an asset base, but they just want you to list the price of those assets, month and year of purchase, and present what of that asset. Okay, but don't bother yourself, we'll cover that for you.
Okay.
Then
Current management and staff.
Current management. So the purpose of this money is to stimulate the economy, and they are looking at how many jobs are you going to create? Because why they are giving you this money is to cut down the unemployment rate. So they are looking at a way that you have to employ other people. So don't do the business all alone. So that is why it's quite so technical too. It helps in assessing the money. I can't just say 2 people. If you can absorb 5 people, go ahead. If you can absorb 10 people, it's also a stepping stone also for you.
And the way to achieve that is you have to have volunteers and permanent staff. 4 volunteers, 1 permanent staff. Please, your volunteer and your permanent staff are your staff. Am I not correct?
Yes. Then for farmers, your wages, the people you employ, they are your staff. So for you to work on a hectare, you can put that you work with 50 workers.
That's it.
You can work with 5. But it's good to say that you work with 50 because you're creating more jobs.
That's it.
Your daily pay is 1,000, 1,500.
That's one. This is an area. In fact, let me say this fundamentally. Don't apply for a business in which only you does it. You heard what he said. This loan is to help people that will help other people. So make sure that whatever you are applying for has a training side of it. Those who are doing fashion have a fashion school. Those who are doing makeover have a makeover school. Put that one as an addendum. Anything you are doing creates a platform that you want to teach others, whereby it gives. You are just nodding your head, you are not writing it down. It's okay. The faintest pencil is stronger than the sharpest memory. This is the area, this is where your decision to borrow you the money is taken. Are you a lone ranger or you are carrying people along? For somebody who have a school, they know you are creating jobs. So create a school side of your business. Create a teaching part of your business that you are also going to be coaching others. So very important. And current management staff, so responsibility, what they do, the title, the name, what they do, and their salary. Whether it's pay as you go or their monthly salary. Whether it's how do you call that one, wages or salary, put it there. And then directors and shareholders.
Your company as a sole proprietorship has to do with having directors and shareholders. But for a startup, for now, with a business name, you don't require
shareholders. Yes. So you might leave this side if you are just a sole proprietor.
So you don't need.
You don't need to fill this side.
It's when you're going into limited liability, when you're stepping up. That is when you can now involve shareholders, a director.
So you leave this column.
Just for business name, is you and your staff. So that one is not for you. Unless it's for people that is expanding, for big, for startups, starting small is not for you. But those ones that their business is already established, that have shareholders, you can as well include their names and their responsibilities and their share capitals too. Then other products and services your business would like to expand to in 5 years' time.
5 years from now. So write it down.
Earlier on, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Or where do you see your business
the
in the next 10
long-term perspective.
Years? We always have that picture in mind. People say that dreams don't come true. I say it's a lie. In this country, my dreams are coming true. And I'm living my dreams too. So never be limited that this is not going to happen. Nigeria is this. No. Nigeria is a great country and a lot of things are happening there. People are creating, people are making money. Although people are crying, that is a normal society for you. But always have that dream that is going to happen. You wake up and you look at yourself and you say, I'm a superstar. There's greatness in me. There's nothing I cannot do. He always drives me. Whenever I look at things, I say that there's nothing I cannot do. God has given me the grace to live up to. So have that mindset that in the next 5 years, I'm seeing my business, I'm having other outlets. I'm going to train other people. The people in beauty world, I have like students I'm going to train. As you're training them, you're making more money. Then I have other outlets on the restaurant. I have this place. The people are hotelier, and I have other branches. I have to go and start up somewhere else. So that is why we said earlier on, you don't pull out money from your business. Because time will come when you need to diversify. For you to get there, look at the Amazons, look at the Googles. These guys are into, they are all going into logistics.